You know, I'm kind of upset with you, man. Because no, man, I was like, yesterday you were messaging Lily and I'm like,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Archery Plus and coverage of the Vegas Shoot 2024. A huge affair with over 4,500 archers competing in the largest indoor archery world tournament in the world. I'm Greg White, and this is kind of our enhanced coverage of what's going on. And there's a seat right here next to me. No one's sitting there, but during the course of this coverage, you're going to find a variety of people that are going to take a seat and talk to us and talk archery and talk products and how you shoot better and bows and all kinds of neat stuff. But this is the Vegas Shoot 2024, and there's already been some classes that are competing here on Friday. So let's take a look at the championship female division and see how the women made out over the last line of shooting, because the goal here is perfect scores. So you can see that the women lined up. Good luck. Look at the arrows. And after 30 arrows shot here on the first day, there are some faces that are happy and some that aren't so happy. There's a look at Ella Gibson from the United Kingdom, and Ella Gibson comes in with a nice clean score, and she shoots 300 with 22 X's. The max amount of X's that you can shoot, of course, is 30, which has been done so far today. And there's a look at Sarah Lopez. Tona says that's not her target, but Sarah Lopez in the mix. And for Sarah Lopez, she shot 24 X's out of 300. Lico Ariola, who's won here a couple times, is our second place qualifier after day number one. She shot 26 X's with a perfect 300. So she's looking really good and very clean targets. Now, if you're not familiar with the championship compound category, in championship compound, you shoot your first 15 arrows, and if you're at the top, you switch to the bottom, and if your bottom, switch to the top, and you have to put new targets up. Tanya Gelantine, who shoots 26 X's, perfect 300. She had a nice day today. Of course, Tanya Gelantine, one of the first to ever shoot 900. Absolute stud. You can see Paige Pierce on the lower right-hand part of your screen. But here is a look at the women that have shot 300 on the day. That's 11 in total. Very impressive number. Now, this is the arena. There's so many places to shoot here at the South Point Hotel and Casino. The last year that the Vegas Shoot will be in attendance at the South Point Hotel and Casino, at least for the near future. But this is the arena area. Normally there's like dirt here, and they do some equestrian stuff, and I don't know, there's cattle here sometimes. But when the Vegas Shoot is in town, there are targets set up here. Now, the distance between the first yellow line that's on the left part of your screen down to the actual target itself, that's 20 yards. So just a tick over 18 meters. And the archers will stand and straddle that line. The second yellow line that's closer to the middle, kind of just above where the C is on archery, that is a line, it's our 3-meter line. So basically what happens is if your arrow falls off your string when you're shooting, and if it passes that line right in the middle of your screen, that means that you shoot a miss. And sometimes, especially when we get to the finals, and there's so much money on the line, that can make a huge difference. There's another yellow line that's closer to the target. That line is really used when we get to our finals, and it's a line where archers have to stop You can see right part of your screen, there's that yellow line that runs in front of the targets. That line is just used normally on Sundays when we have the Vegas shoot off, and the archers aren't allowed to advance in front of that line while the judges look at their target. So really good look at that, the right part of your screen. Hey, listen, if you're new to it, see the left part, you see those little yellow things with the cool looking things? Those are tablets, scoring tablets. So if you've never shot here in Vegas or even shot archery before, they have tablet scoring. INCO is our group, inco.net. That's where you can go. You can go to thevegasshoot.com and look for the tab that's going to tell you where scoring is. Or you can go to INCO, which is IANSEO.net. IANSEO.net. And you can simply go to Vegas Shoot and you can start clicking on all the scores you want to see. So when you look at those actual scoring tablets, you're going to have a couple people on bail, and they're going to score paper once, and they're going to score on the tablets. So a good look at the target. This is your Vegas face. It's a 40-centimeter target face. And in the very, very middle part of that, is going to be the X. So as you can see here, the X. Now, the X's are actually used as tiebreakers, as we heard. You used to have 27X's shot, then 26X's shot, 25X's shot. So those are tiebreakers. However, here at the Vegas round, that X still counts as 10. And then you have the 10 ring. And then if you miss outside that, that's going to be 9, 8, 7, 6 if you're shooting one of these tri-spot targets. We do have the single spot that's available as well. And that goes all the way out to a 1 ring. And that's just one single spot in the middle, and then these rings are all the same size. So that's the target face you're going to shoot. This is typically just known as a Vegas face or a Vegas round. 30 arrows per round. Here at the Vegas Shoot, what we do, pretty simple. We shoot 30 arrows a day, 3 times. And when it comes to the big tournament, the one with all the money, the championship compound open category, you got to shoot a perfect 900. Well, just right part of your screen, that's Linda Ochoa Anderson, and Paige kind of gave her a little bit of a back scratch because Linda, who's just coming back from having her first kid, very unusual for Linda. She launched one. That's a big 7. Didn't quite go swimming in the pool. That'd be the blue of the 6, but for Linda, she knows it. She's experienced. She's shot on the world stage before. Those things can happen, but it's really good to see Linda back here. She's one of the sweetest people in archery, and she had to take some time off to have the baby and take some time bouncing back. We hope to, over our coverage, our extended coverage that we're doing right now, we're going to have this over 3 days, by the way. And we hope to have Linda in the booth. We want to talk to her really about her experiences and what it's been like for Linda to shoot pregnant. And she shot deep into her pregnancy. I mean, I think she was on the line 8 months pregnant. Want to talk to her about what it's like after having the baby and then trying to get remotivated back into archery and some of the things that she struggled with to get back to the level that she wants to and knows that she can compete at. So this is our little booth. This is the chair that's going to be occupied. We got tons of coverage coming at you, including, let's see, I'm checking the time right now. We're at 2:17. So somewhere in the neighborhood of about 12 minutes from now is we're going to get our 2:30 line going. And when we get our 2:30 line going, we're going to talk about some of the shooters that we have on the line. One of the biggest ones is Bodie Turner. This young man has been shooting his brains out as of lately, and he is on top of it. And we're going to get an opportunity to kind of see him and watch him shoot and keep you updated on the scores, because this is a pressure cooker, folks. And it's so funny because, you know, when you look at 90 arrow shot over 3 days, when I talk to these archers, and I talk to them quite a bit, I always ask, if you're shooting a perfect 900, what's the most tense arrow that you can shoot? Is it going to be the first arrow that you make sure that that first arrow's in, or is it going to be the last arrow? So, you know, that's one of those situations where you're like, what do you think? You know, if you're watching this on YouTube, why don't you put in the comments right now, what do you think would be your most difficult arrow to shoot? The first arrow of 90 of the tournament, or if you were clean and you shot 89 10s, and now you knew 1 arrow away from making the Vegas Shoot, which just in itself is a big deal. Would that be your most stressful arrow that you could possibly shoot? I don't know. I mean, for me, it's pretty much every arrow I shoot, I would think. But we'll have some shooters that are in here that have already competed today. We'll have some shooters that are going to be competing later on this weekend. And by the way, let's talk about it. 500 shooters, right around that number. I'll get you the exact number here later in the broadcast. Over a variety of classes. Are you youth? You want to come here and shoot? You have a bare bow? You want to shoot? No problem. We got a class for you. You shoot bow hunter? No problem. Pretty easy. Or if you're like Paige Pierce, who shoots a bow tech, she shoots the unlimited category. When we talk about unlimited category, that's a lot of stuff. Let's take a look at Paige. World Archery Indoor Finals also this weekend. Paige having won one this year. And just take a look at her targets. Now Paige with a very unique shooting style and very unique stabilizer setup. So Paige on the release, no problem. After 30 arrows, Paige Pierce still 300. But I can tell you, I talked to her. She shot 24 X's, and she wasn't happy with it. But what's interesting is that Paige also knows, in looking at her 2 targets, that those 24 X's that she shot, the ones where she shot just the 10s, they were all hanging left. And Paige told me that she wants to come in later on after she gets kind of settled and sit in this chair, and she's going to talk to us about that as well. An experienced shooter and one of the most unique shooting styles you can see. Look, there's other stuff going on here at the Vegas shoot, especially if you're a kid. You know, there's like hanging out with the pros. You can go as a kid or as an adult, and on Thursday night you can go hang out with the pros. And yeah, guess what? We shot some stuff. So the kids are handed, and kids and adults or whoever are handed some targets, and then all these pros line up and meet the pros, and they all sit there, and these, look how many signatures are on that. How cool is this? And what's great about this is I saw a bunch of kids in the lobby and in the vendor area all talking about who signed their stuff and what they were able to do, and it was quite spectacular. Well, let's talk about some other stuff that's going on here. Let's talk about Archery Plus and what's going to happen with Archery Plus. So if you're watching this on Competition Archery Media, you're watching this on YouTube, Archery Plus is going to be a hub for archery content. It's absolutely spectacular. They are providing you with content now, Friday and Saturday. When we get to Sunday, the Vegas shoot is going to go what we call behind a paywall. It's going to be $5. But here's the good news, folks. If you pay for the Vegas shoot 2024 and you get to see the shoot down, that money directly goes to the NFA Foundation, and it goes to Youth Scholarship Fund. So that money that you're paying for is going to go directly to impact archery. So by the time you get to Sunday, enjoying this coverage, I know that you're going to want to make sure that you grab a hold of Archery Plus. Now, if you're watching this on some of our other platforms currently, go to archery.tv. Simple to sign up, super easy. You get signed up, you get yourself an account, and then you're dialed in. Oh, by the way, if you're an archery junkie like I am, it's like $30 for the year. And then you're going to get all the coverage during the course of the 2024 season. You're going to get video on demand stuff as well. So if you missed one, you can go back and watch it. It's a deal. It's a deal, folks. Go check out Archery Plus, archery.tv. Look at this. This is Phil the Pigeon. Now, Phil here, listen, Phil, I don't mean to call you out, buddy, all right? But, yeah, we're in this arena. And what happened was we're shooting at 7 o'clock this morning, my line. I do shoot, by the way, all right? Not successfully. But I was back at full draw, and Phil literally jumped right. He was behind the target. Then I pulled the trigger and shot myself a big fat 9. But you should have seen the arrow. Like, it was sideways, absolutely sideways. Hey, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? So it's Vegas Shoot 2024. We're coming up on 6 minutes to shoot. If you haven't been here and you're thinking about coming here to Vegas to shoot this, it's so easy. You have practice and you have your scoring rounds. So when you go to sign up, you can go to vegasshoot.com. You can go sign up when registration opens up. Or even if you're local, you're in the area, and you get here before the first line shoots on, or the last line shoots on Friday, which is a 5 o'clock line if you're shooting in the amateur divisions, then you can just sign up on site. That's the greatest thing about it. That's why we don't have an official number yet, because there's a chance that some people with a couple hours to go before the last line, they might show up and shoot. But the cool thing is that you get to come here and they have practice areas that are all set up for you. And you can, 4,491 shooters. That's the word I'm getting. I'm gonna write that down. 4,491 shooters. That's a new record. That blows the record out of the water. Last year was like 3,900 and something. So you're talking about over 500 more shooters this year at the Vegas Shoot 2024. Pretty impressive. But we're at the South Point Hotel and Casino, right? It's the last one that we're going to be here. But, of course, you can stay here. There's other places to stay. This is Vegas. But you come in, and once you get through the casino, everything's all about archery. You see where to go. You go up to registration. You simply just get registration done. You can sign up for a 24-hour practice. You have practice arenas that you can shoot in, so you can get yourself dialed in. Hey, there's even 24-hour practice. If you're one of those people and you're restless and you want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you want to shoot your bow, yeah, no problem. They got an area set up for you here. If you shoot in the championship division, there's a championship area that's specifically for you to practice in. And guess what? If you get the nice, I don't know what you call this, the brochure, the pamphlet, the booklet here that you get when you come to the Vegas shoot, this has all the information that you need. So this right here, you can see it, Vegas Shoot 2024 world famous archery tournament, has all the people that support it. On the back side, you got a nice schedule of events that are happening. Like it's going to tell you official practice beginning in the main arena area at 9 a.m. on Thursday, February 1st. Talks about the shooting halls when those practices are open and the other arenas. They talk the schedule for the 24-hour practice arena, when they open, when they close. And then you talk about the VIP practice areas as well. You have bow storage. So if you are like from, you're staying in another hotel, but you want to come on site and wheel your bow on, you got bow storage, right? So you can just grab your stuff and store your stuff. And then there's special events that are going on. So you have S3DA Vegas Championship. You have the Nevada State Championship that happens Wednesday and Thursday. You have Meet the Pros. You already saw that video. That's a great place for kids to go and hang out and talk to all those pros. And people absolutely love it. They get into it. I mean, we're talking about you're unique. Okay, let's talk about that right there, all right? When you come to this shoot, the NFAA, when you go to get your final registration, like you got to check in, they give you a nice swag bag. It's a nice bag that's got a bunch of stuff in it. The thing around that dude's head is actually one of the things you get in your swag bag, and that is a luggage strap. So that's something you can put around your luggage, so when it's coming off the carousel, I mean, at any time of your life, once you get it, I just thought it was great. A tip of the cap to Brittany at NFA, who came up with the idea of the luggage strap. Big fan, big fan. So luggage strap, right? You can put this thing around your normal everyday luggage if you're going on vacation, if you're a business traveler like I am, and when that thing comes around the carousel, you're going to know immediately that's your bag. That's exactly what your bag's going to look like around his head. I love that is, people just get into archery. I mean, just amazing stuff. All right, back to this little thing I was talking about, right? So you got this great booklet. It's got a bunch of information on it. Has the schedule on the back. It's going to tell you when you're shooting, all right? And then you open it up, and it's got some more information about the amount of countries that were here. They were expecting 4,300. Obviously, we're at 4,491, 55 different countries. And then you flip through it, and there's just more information for you. There's some advertisements in here, but there's also going to be like what's for sale at the NFAA store. You can see AAE supports it. There's a whole tribute to Jim Easton. There's a great Jim Easton, who is obviously Easton Arrows and one of the pioneers in archery, passed away in 2023. There's something great going on, invitation only tonight. But here's also a schedule that's going to tell you, for instance, championship compound senior category. It says here that you're going to shoot Friday 7 a.m. and then they're going to shoot 2:30 on Saturday. The group that we're in now is going to be the 2:30 line. This is championship compound open only here in arena number 1. They shoot 2:30, okay, which is, we're coming up on 2:30 here in a minute. You're gonna hear buzzers go off, and we'll explain all that stuff. 2:30, and then they're gonna go again tomorrow at noon. So then what happens after that? Super simple. You're in with your group, right? And you shoot with the same bail mates. That's what we call them. So you have a target bale where you put your paper target onto, and you're going to have either 2 or 3 people that'll be on your bale with you. You'll be paired with those people for 2 days. And then what INCO does, and the group from the NFA, is they're going to rank you by your score, and they're going to rank you by how many X's that you shot as the tiebreaker. And then you will get paired up for the final day of competition. So let's say, for instance, that you're shooting the compound category, right? Your general, they call them flights. And we'll explain how flights work later on. But if you're shooting with flights, and let's say that you shot 2 days of 294 and you shot 10 X's apiece, so you have 20 X's total, that you're going to be on a bale with people that shoot either the identical score to you or they're 1 point difference from you. And so you'll all be bunched in a group. And they'll do that across all categories. And so it's an opportunity for you to meet new people. I'm going to tell you, there have been some lifelong friendships made just from this one tournament alone, the Vegas shoot. That people get together once a year, people from North Carolina who are friends with people from California, people from California who are friends with people from the Netherlands, from the UK. I mean, Luxembourg is represented. A ton of countries in South America. Mexico's here. Canada's here. I mean, people from all over the world come to shoot the Vegas shoot, and you can too. All right, so here we are. This is going to be our first arrows that'll fly on our 230 line. Now, here's the way it works. Super simple. You have 2 rows of targets on each bale. You have a top row, there's 2 targets, and you have a bottom row, 2 targets. Good look at it there. The top row of targets is going to be target A and B. The bottom row is target C and D. Now, here in NFA and the Vegas shoot, bottom target always shoots first. CD always shoots first. Easy to remember. Now, when you get your target assignment, which you usually get a couple days or a day before your shoot, you're going to get an email from INCO and from the NFA saying, hey, by the way, Greg, you're on target 144A. Now, if you were shooting some other organizations, that would be really important to know. Because, okay, I know I'm left and I'm top if I'm shooting another organization. But what's unique with the Vegas shoot in NFAA is they're assigning you basically how you're going to be on the scorecard. So when you have a scorecard, it's going to say Greg White 144A. It's going to say Dick Fickelstein 144B, Ernie Ferndock 144C. And so that's just the scoring order. But it's actually first come, first serve. So like, for instance, I showed up this morning and I was the last one on my bale, and so the only thing that was available for me to shoot was bottom right, which I have no problem with. And actually, to tell you the truth, folks, I like shooting bottom target first because bottom always shoots first. So what happens is you're going to shoot 5 ends, and then you're going to switch. If I'm on the bottom target, right? I'm on the bottom target. After 5 ends, I got to put a brand new target up, and I got to hang it up top. In that particular case, you got to remember where to shoot. If you go top to bottom, you're now the second group that shot. You're used to shooting. It sounds like it wouldn't be a thing, but trust me when I tell you, it's a thing. If you're used to shooting the top target and you're shooting second, and then you switch to the bottom target, it has been done where people accidentally lose their mind for a second and they'll shoot the top target. That results in a big fat zeros. And I've seen people do it for 3 arrows and ruin their weekend. There's Bodie Turner, middle part of your screen, with the Shot IQ jersey on, as well as that binocular holder right in the middle of his chest. And we're going to keep an eye on Bodie. So Bodie, as I break out my Zeiss binoculars here. So this is one of the things you'll typically see if you come to the Vegas shoot and you're sitting in the stands. That's going to be someone who's peering through some binoculars. So I'm looking at Bodie Turner's shot through my binos. The first one he hits, just a little low on the X, but it's looking really good. Get those first nerves out of the way for Bodie Turner. He's shooting on target number 147, and he's shooting in the B position. That's what we would say. So it goes, again, it goes A, B. A is on the left, B is on the right, and then CD is the bottom stuff. So for Turner, woof, might be the first arrow. That's going to be a close call on the X, but a 10-0 issues. And again, this is just practice, so none of this is for score right now, but I can tell you that your practice arrows are going to set your confidence level for the rest of the deal. So we're in 2 ends of practice. And the cool thing is that you're going to shoot 3 arrows, right? Like during normal scoring, you're going to shoot 3 arrows. In practice, if you choose, you actually can burn the entire clock, which is 2 minutes. 2 minutes to shoot them. So if you wanted to shoot 4 arrows or 5 arrows, you definitely can. So for CD line, or for AB line here, we have about 40 seconds left in this practice end. No dramas for Bodie. But this is really important because here in the arena, the lighting is actually a little bit different than some of the other places where you're going to practice. It's a little bit darker here, and that, of course, can affect the ups and downs and how you shoot. And lefts and rights. So this is the perfect opportunity. Your first couple arrows in practice, you want to execute the best shots that you can execute. And then if there's some adjustments that you need to make, then you want to make those adjustments in terms of your sight. Going up, going down, or whatever. So it's been a great event. And what's interesting is you can kind of see that there is a little bit of a crowd here in the arena. And I think a lot of people, you know, this is Vegas. You can do a lot of stuff. You can get away from the casino. You can go to the Grand Canyon. You can go to Hoover Dam. You can go to other, casinos if you want to, if you're staying somewhere else. And then, of course, what we have up here is this massive vendor area where some of the biggest companies from the world come here, put displays on, and you can learn about their products. You can talk to the engineers that design some of these products that are here at the Vegas shoot, and you can talk to them, and you can pick their brain, and you can buy a bunch of stuff as well, which is great. So people like to come here, especially from around the world, and make a thing of it. I know that some people will come here with an empty bow case and then fill up their bow case with bits and pieces that they buy here to take back home with them because it's an opportunity for them to do so. But we have a couple people here, decent little crowd that is formed as they're going to watch Bodie Turner and the rest of this field, and to see who do we have on this particular line, which is, of course, this is the Championship Compound Open. So there's a good look at the vendor area there. And so basically this is on the top side of the arena. So you have your seats and then you walk up to it. And you can see that Hoyt is front and center right there, well positioned. And what you're going to see, what Hoyt does is they have this area that they call like the certified 300 club. And so they're going to take all the 300s that are shot by Hoyt bows and they'll start tacking them up all weekend long. And it's very interesting to see as the weekend progresses. Excuse me. As the weekend progresses, there's the wall. You can see where it says 300. And you can see the targets right there. See where it says 113 and 114? Right down there, you start seeing the targets fill up of the Hoyt shooters that all shot 300s. And by the end of the weekend, I'd be surprised if you even could read Hoyt. There's so many shooters here. And a lot of these booths will do that. And the good thing is that now, since we've changed to you have to change your target after 5 ends, is that you have, if you shoot perfect 300s, you have 2 targets that are available. So you can hang one up at your bow sponsor, or maybe somebody that supports you, another one up at, like, say, I don't know, like a True Ball Excel or Shrewd, or, I don't know, Joey's Bowstrings, like whatever these companies are that are here. And you can put a target up, you sign it, and then they have it up in their booth to show how good their products are. So in the Championship Compound Open category, as we get into our second end of practice before our first scoring ends, let's talk about who has shot clean so far. You hear us say that a lot. Shooting clean is obviously 300. So leading the way is Christopher Perkins out of Canada. That dude ripped off 30 X's in 30 arrows. So perfect 300 with 30 is how we denote it. Jeff Rainey out of Kansas. Great round for Jeff Rainey. Known as definitely a 3D shooter, but Rainey comes in at 28 X's along with Bailey Wildman out of Australia. Don't know Bailey. Looking forward to meeting Bailey Wildman out of Australia, mate. 28 X's. That's great. And then you have Juan Del Rio out of Mexico, Braden Galantine, Levi Reitzma, Aaron Shaw, Remington Boyer, on back through the field. So far, shooting 300s up till this point. And you got to understand, this entire line that we're looking at here is all this category, Championship Compound Open. We're at 28 shooters that are clean, that all have shot 300s, all giving themselves a chance and an opportunity to shoot another one tomorrow, and then another one on Sunday, and shoot for the big money prize. And the big money prize, it varies by your manufacturer, because if you shoot a Matthews and you win this tournament, I think that's $50,000 from Matthews. It's pretty incredible. So our coverage right now is going on as we go to our top line of practice before we get into our scoring rounds. And our coverage is going to be about this entire line. In addition to that, we're going to roll into something called the 10K for a day shoot. Bruce Cole and the NFA Foundation came up with this idea that if you pay a little bit extra when you enter, so you have the choice if you want to be in the 10K for a day or not, every person who shoots in championship category, because we have championship and then you have basically the amateur ranks. So if you shoot 300 in the amateur ranks, which has been done already for sure, I mean, you get into the compound flights category, and there's been 15 people that have shot 300s today. Very talented group of archers. They're not eligible for the 10K a day. But what's going to happen is, for everybody who shot clean, shot those 300s, compound, men, women, doesn't make a difference. Brady Ellison did it 300 with a recurve bow, and he got to shoot 10K a day. They're going to have a shoot off, and whoever wins that rolls away with $10,000. They do it today, and they do it tomorrow as well. We're going to be keeping an eye on Bodie Turner, focusing on his progress. As I have a little look-see with the binos. Second into practice. Bodie looking good on the 30s. First top target, little wide there of the X-ring, but nonetheless, other than just tying you in the ranking and in the order, Bodie Turner having an outstanding weekend last weekend, shooting so many X-rings to get to where he was. If you hear the audio, you're going to hear those buzzers, those beepers. Those are just cues that you get for safety reasons. So there's certain tones that you get to know as second nature as an archer. A tone that's going to start the clock that allows you to walk up to the line. So that right there, that scoring clock is in view. There's two of those that are in the field, and it is the archer's friend. And you can see there, AB line, CD line. It's important. That's seconds you're looking at, right? 120 seconds, 2 minutes. That's what you have to execute your shots. If you don't get your 3 shots off in 120 seconds, and you have not released your shot by the time the clock, the buzzer goes off, that's a 0. "120 seconds, you may be thinking to yourself, like 2 minutes to shoot 3 arrows. It depends on your shooting style, and it depends on if you're the type of person to like let down or to just stay in the shot. For someone like me, I would say I generally can get 3 arrows off in like 1 minute and 10 seconds. For someone like, I don't know, let's pick a name like a Chance Bobeff, for instance. Chance is a holder. He likes to get into the shot. He likes to hold it for a long time. He likes to make sure that it's going to break where it breaks. And so Chance is going to use more of the clock. But if you're someone who gets back to full draw, you don't like what you're seeing, you don't feel it's correct, and you let down, and you do that quite a bit. You know, recurve archers absolutely love to take their time. That 2 minutes, for some people, it can be a short period of time. So it just depends on how your brain works, depends on how you were coached, if you were coached, depends on your shooting style, if 2 minutes is enough for 3 arrows. Generally, we see it's plenty of time. It's plenty of time. And the clock, by the way, across archery disciplines, you know, 6 arrows, 4 minutes, 6 arrows, 3 minutes. Either way, if everybody's playing the same game, what difference does it make? You got to get them done in the amount of time. Wait till you see World Archery on Archery Plus and you see team rounds, and when you got like, you got to execute 6 arrows in a certain period of time and you have teammates that are slow, it's pretty gnarly. All right, here we go. First scoring end. Now for Bodie Turner, who we're going to keep an eye on, he's not shooting right now because he is the top line. So the bottom targets are shooting first. And see, when you get to your target, by the way, folks, they're going to have a scoring sheet down there with all the archers that are assigned to that bale. Additionally, they have a like a name plaque, and so that most people put that up. If you want to watch anyone in particular, folks, let us know. You can just make a comment. Martin Damsbo is going to be out there. There's a guy named Stefan Hansen who's shooting at the top line. Matthias Fullerton. Pierre-Julien Delouche is out there shooting right now. So far with a couple of X's. There's some big names in archery that are on this line here at the Vegas Shoot 2024. Now with 50 seconds left to go on the clock, we can see that some of our archers are already getting off the line because it's just their shooting process. Gaius Carter getting ready to get up to the line. Of course, our boy Bodie Turner as well. So we go from target 121 all the way down to 167. So what is that, 46 targets, bales? 4 people apiece in this arena. I'm just having a scan. Jimmy Lutz is out there. He just shot. He's all the way down on target 128. If you're interested in seeing Jimmy, let us know. All right, so the buzzers, the clock goes off, and now they're going to have 10 seconds to step up to the line and basically address the target. Get that arrow knocked up. So our first end of scoring for the top line, AB. And we are lucky enough to have Paige Pierce jump in and save the day for me.
What's up?
Hey, Paige.
I can hear. It's all good.
It's all good. It's not too loud?
No,
okay.
It's good.
All right, great. So here we are, chilling. Still dark in here, don't you think?
It's, yeah, can I talk free? It's horrible.
It's not good.
So dark.
It's so dark.
I think it's worse than last year.
I believe it is. I heard a rumor that, you know, I don't really want to talk about
that
rumors,
the lights
but I heard
are
a rumor.
50%, because that's what it feels like.
Yeah, or that, you know, there was a certain group of people that wanted it darker in here, and so they changed the light bulbs out, is kind of what I heard. I don't really know, but I do know I've only shot in the arena probably 4 years, maybe, and this feels like it's the darkest year, and definitely, like, 2 years ago, it was nice and bright in here.
There were arrows, like I can't see my arrows or whatever unless I use binos, but just shooting down here practicing yesterday, we were like, we might shoot a 9 and not even know we did it because you can't really see where your pin is, like, exactly. I'm used to being able to see, like, the X and the 10 and all the things, so it's at that dark, it's brutal.
And all the things.
Yeah.
Well,
all the arrow holes.
Let's talk about in general. All right, we're just taking a look at Bodie Turner.
I'm going to get this off
Yep.
me somehow.
Bodie he nailed them all. I don't think there's an issue in that.
No surprise there. So guess what?
Wait a second.
I found Bodie.
Yeah.
Why is he shaking his head like that?
I don't know. I mean, probably because he had a shot that didn't break well, but it landed well. And that's what we call a forgiving bow.
Yes. He also has a forgiving shot style as well. That helps. What target is he on?
He is on 147, so there's nobody underneath him, I think.
That's nice. You can't shoot the wrong target.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's fine. He's solid.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find Bodie a girlfriend. Got a girl last night, and she was real sad that Bodie wouldn't take her on a date. So I posted on Instagram, was like, Bodie, this girl like really wants to take you on a date. It might happen.
17 now, I believe, right?
I don't know, 16, 17, something like
I think
that.
he's 17. The thing is, he's pretty focused.
Yeah,
Pretty,
so here's
you know
the
what I mean?
thing.
He's
all the compound guys were like, as soon as he gets a girl, then we have a hope of him missing
Oh, is that what's going on? I see.
Yeah, so then last night, this girl was like, oh, I want Bodie. And I was like, hey, I'm going to start taking cash bets from the men, and then I'll be the wing woman.
Yeah.
Does them a favor, I'll
Okay.
get some money. Yeah.
But now you know we're streaming this, right? We're on we're on YouTube, we're on Competition Archery Media, and we're on the new Archery
even know her
Plus
name.
with Archery.tv.
So
and so
Bodie.
now, yeah, I mean, somebody's watching this, and they're probably texting Bodie right now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him his first
By
girlfriend.
the way, you want to check it out? Hit that QR code right there. All right, or that one. You can hit that QR code. But yeah, definitely take your phone out. All right, get after that QR code. That's going to
we're
take you
kind
to the
of
site.
away.
Yeah, get yourself subscription. All right, so at least get yourself an account first and foremost. Obviously, what's happening right now is we're providing.
What is this? What are we on?
Archery.tv. So this is Archery Plus. All right, so Archery Plus.
What's
so
it
we're on multiple
Is there an app
platforms.
that streams through? Watch, I'm going to do this right now.
Yeah,
while
do
I'm
it right now.
here.
That's right. All right, so here's Paige. She's getting after it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Come on, phone. There
Come
we
on,
go.
Bodie.
Yeah, Archer TV. There we go.
All right, so it's going to take you to archery.tv, and then you simply, you're going to sign up for an account.
Okay.
You can sign up using your Google, your Facebook, with an email. I always like using an email. But you're going to go create an account.
Oh.
Yeah, you did
Oh,
sign
right
in.
there. Create an account. Okay.
Yeah. So you go right there. You go.
No.
Hold on.
It needs
Page.
me. Let me just try email, and then let me go create an account. There we go.
Wait a second. That's.
It knew I didn't have one. See, that was
That's-
kind of weird. That shouldn't be right, but that's okay.
Huh.
That's
I'm
okay.
getting Bodie a girlfriend is your password. You heard it here first. See, by the way.
He told me I could be candid on here. He
Yeah,
said
no, I
this
told
was
you you could
not
say, yeah,
scripted.
yeah. No, it's not scripted.
So that's why I agreed to do it.
Exactly.
This whole weekend is scripted. If I get to come down and just chat, I'm all in.
Yeah, we
All right, I'm
got
signing
it.
up right now.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's the deal, though, Paige. Like, what we're doing right now, it's streaming for free. What we're going to do tomorrow is going to be streaming as well. And then when we get to the Vegas shoot on Sunday, it's going to cost people. It's going to go behind a paywall.
Like
it's going to be
$5.
it's $5, but that's going to the NFA Foundation, and it's going to go to the scholarship fund for the kids.
Okay.
Every dollar that
That's
goes to
good.
it. Now, in addition to that, yeah, I mean, it's $5.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I hear coffee's more than that.
Yeah, it's one coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But addition to that, it's like $30 for the year. So you're going to get all the World Archery stuff. You're going to get video on demand. You're going to get anything else.
I would happily pay $30 just to know that I can actually see everything.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know what's funny about people, and you just said it, it's like they will complain and complain about the $5 that they have to spend to watch it, but literally will go spend how much a week on Starbucks? Whoa.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, that's my bad. Go ahead.
You're good.
Just keep talking.
All right, the guys are up. I guess he said this is maybe second end. I don't even know if last time was their first end.
And by the way, there is a code right now. So if you type in the word triple spot, all right, into the code when you're signing up, it's an extra $5 off for the year. For the year. 30 a year goes to 25 a year. What a smoking deal. Then you're going to get World Cup stuff, and it's going to be great.
No, that's awesome. I like watching all that stuff too. And a lot of it we haven't been able to watch, which really makes me mad.
Yeah, and this is going to be kind of one central focal point. The other thing too that a lot of people don't talk about is that, you know, with archery being out there, that there's a lot of scams that happen. And so this is going to be one way to really control what's going on.
To make sure that that's not happening.
Yeah, there's some people out there paying for subscriptions to watch archery page that they have nothing to do with it. Yeah, exactly.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, I know. What do you think about Christopher Perkins shooting 30Xs?
Oh, he's been shooting. Wait, did he already shoot today?
Yeah.
And he shot 30?
Yep.
See, I didn't even know that. Oh, you got the scores.
Yeah. You want it bigger because you didn't bring your glasses?
Yeah, I'm blind. Well, there we go. You know what? It doesn't surprise me. So the week before Iowa Pro-Am, he stayed at the house with me, and we were practicing all week. And we had one day, I mean, I was just messing with stuff, typical me, and he shot, I don't know, like freaking 8 hours. Never missed an X. Like the entire time we shot. I think for the whole week that we shot, and we shot every day, I think he missed 2 X's total in the whole week.
Wow.
I mean, it was stupid. Even moving stuff or just joking around doing whatever. I mean, he's like a machine right now. It's pretty insane. And then he turned around and won Iowa, so that was cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude, though, too. He's so much fun. He's funny.
And I've just known him, I mean, literally since we were little kids.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I love to see him do good.
Okay.
Tate is shooting right now, and I, like, can't find him on the scoreboard. Don't know what target he's on. There he is.
There's Jimmy Lutz
Okay.
on the screen. Just got done with his arrows.
Good question. I can see him. He's going to be like
Tate?
150, somewhere around in there where he's standing, I think.
Tate Morgan.
Right there. 151.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on him for
God,
you.
he's got a giant miss out there. Let's pray that was practice.
For him, because you'll hand it to him.
Yeah. His back is actually screwed up right now.
Oh, I saw that. His back, his hip is.
Yeah, he's kind of a mess. His sciatic's messed up. So I don't know that he's got very high expectations, but he's giving it a try. That was a good arrow.
Middle part of your screen is Bodie Turner. Well, middle part of the bigger box.
He shot an X on his first arrow.
Yep. You can just see how smooth he is getting into his shot. Let's talk about that for a second, Paige, because, you know, when I was shooting earlier today, I was watching somebody who was the opposite line of me, who was really struggling with like their poundage and with the rollover of their cams. And they would get back to their shot and their bow would vibrate back and forth for probably 3 to 4 seconds, just wasting that time. Do you feel like, you know, like it's important to have a smooth like draw process to get back to?
It is. I mean, a lot of that what you're seeing too, if your bars are too weak, then a lot of the times you'll see not necessarily a waggle, but like a vibration. So when I was shooting initially, doing some testing on some of those weaker bars, if I pounded the if I pounded the back wall like that really hard, it would go until it like settled down. The other thing is holding weight. So you got to think, if you have bows with a ton of let off and like no holding weight, that waggle is going to be so much more relevant. Also, some of the bows with the draw cycle as they hump over are just a lot. Like I tried my bow last week in performance and like just trying to get it over the hump. I did. And I kept knocking it off the dang rest, so I had to put it back. But that would be a prime example of like, it's so aggressive getting over that when you hit the wall, it's like, whoa, it takes me a minute, you know?
All right, so you're still shooting the Bowtech Reckoning Gen 2 36?
Yes.
Is that what you're shooting? Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, if you shoot the Bowtech Reckoning or the Reckoning Gen 2, probably some of their other bows, who was
Bodie.
Bodie. They're all left, but yeah.
Left.
So they have a mod, we call it a mod. It's a module, basically, and we call it a mod for short that's on the cam. And Bowtech has this mod where you can flip it over, and one side is comfort mode and one side is performance mode. But performance mode can be vicious. It's super fast, but to get back there, look at that.
Oh, look, watch. I hope this isn't a half shaft 10.
No. No, we were just showing. This is from highlights earlier.
Yeah. So basically, I can flip it and have 2 different holding weights, 2 different draw cycles, 2 different feels, and yeah.
What arrows are you shooting now?
The PS27s.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
now,
it.
you know what? You know, it's interesting, Paige, because, you know, when I first started getting into archery, which was just around 16, there was a lot of women that were like, I can't shoot 27s. I can only shoot like 23s, or maybe people were dabbling into 25s. It seems to have changed quite a lot. Why?
Honestly, I think a lot of the women too, like everyone shot Easton, like for the longest time. And I had a hard time with Easton. I just couldn't get the aluminums to work, because I did shoot Easton for quite a few years, and I always had to shoot the carbon arrows. So shooting Black Eagle and having their PS27s in a 350 spine is an option. Like I can break that spine down and have it tuned the same as like my 523s. So it's weak enough that you can actually get a bigger diameter arrow to shoot. And I think it's more the equipment has changed a little bit over the last few years.
What do you think about this look? So you know what that is, right?
That is
so
the
Brittany from
band
NFA came up with the strap. Yeah, that's the luggage strap. Yep. I love it. Go for it.
That is awesome.
I mean, you wouldn't normally see that, I guess, compound, although I love it. You probably would see this more bare bow. Bare bow.
Bare bow. Yeah. Does he look at it hanging down his back?
Yeah. Well, it's because it's a luggage strap.
I thought he might have cut it or something.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you shoot yet today? Are you shooting?
Yeah, I shot.
Yeah. How'd it go?
Dude, look. It wasn't good. You want to see?
Yeah, show me.
I mean, you know, I have a bus of excuses, right? But the bottom line is, hold on. Am I that far down? Yeah, hold on. Let me keep going. Let me keep going.
Oh, I see you. Okay. I mean, you're better than that.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day.
Nerves or just it wasn't right?
0.0.
Okay.
I came with 2 bows because the bow that I wanted to shoot, I was missing a part, okay? A critical part, something that actually centers the axle.
Yep.
I didn't get that part till this morning, so I shot the bow that I kind of had half set up.
Okay. So now that you have that part, you're going to put the other one together and shoot it tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. Which is typical me, right? I'm just going to go shoot another bow right in the middle of a tournament.
I mean, don't we all do that?
Well,
I think.
I mean,
I do.
I don't know. Look.
I'm trying to see if anybody like big has dropped yet.
Yeah, well, I don't see this. All right. This is what happens, though, in archery. When you get to the level that Paige is at, you're not, what you're doing in the Vegas shooters, you're not checking to see who scored 30 points.
Yeah, I don't care who's in. I just want to know who missed.
Yeah, you just want to know who missed.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me ask you this question in all fairness.
Here we go.
Okay?
Okay. Shoot.
The first 300 I shot in Vegas, I had 17 X's. Is that a good 300 or not a good? Be honest.
You know what? I'd rather have a 17X 300 than a 29X 299.
I understand that, but that's not what I'm asking you.
No, that's not good.
If I exactly. So the story goes, I shoot this 300, right? I'm nervous, like the last couple arrows. I execute. I'm all happy. I shot it in the in flights.
Okay.
So I grab my target. And I'm walking back, and I see like 1 or 2 people that I know, like Rio or somebody. They're like, "How'd you shoot today?" I'm like, "Oh, wow, thanks for asking. I shot a 300." They're like, "Cool. How many X's?" I go, 17. They're like, "Dude, unless you're shooting 27 X's, like, don't even bother with me."
Don't tell anybody that part. Just tell them you hit them all.
I know. It's, but I'm going to tell you something, folks. If you're not that level of shooter, and you're interested in just learning stuff, this is the best place to come. There's so many shooters here with so much knowledge, like Paige.
Well, like we do. Like I did a free seminar yesterday that I thought was pretty cool. And a lot of people came, and I know there's a bunch of other people doing that same thing as well, and you can ask people questions, and like it's a great environment to learn and just pick up information from such a wide variety of people who are good at different things too, you know?
Right part of your screen with the PSE shirt on is Brady Hempen, who made a switch this year. Did you know he switched from Hoyt to PSE?
Honestly, no.
Yeah?
But now I do.
Well,
I don't pay attention that much.
I know.
I really should more than I do.
What binos are you running, by the way?
Oh, look at these. They're the SIG image stabilizing binos.
Image stabilizing binos?
Okay, so look through them.
Okay.
Okay, wait, let me pull the eyepieces because everybody thinks that's.
Oh, yeah. I need eye relief.
Okay, so focus is right here.
Yeah.
So focus that.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, you good? So they're shaky, right?
Yeah.
Like, look like crap?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Look it.
No shot. Whoa.
Okay, now there's another mode. Ready? We're going double steady. All right, there you go.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that's weird.
You're like one-handed binos from like however far, and I guarantee you it's still.
That is cool, and the optics are great.
Yeah.
I'm using these new. They're Zeiss. These things they're only 1040s.
Okay.
But they're so clear. They're just really clear.
Glass is
and so normally I like a 12 power, you know, but the glass is so good.
It is. It's so light, so bright.
Yeah.
These are a little darker, obviously, just because the objective is smaller.
Yeah. But still, that's amazing.
So when I'm out there, you have to pull up your binos. I'd put my bow on my leg, rest my binos on top, trying to look. You know, you're not just one hand in binos. And with these, I totally can. You just pull up one hand, look all sideways, throw them down, and you can totally see. So that's been a game changer. All right.
And Bodie does wear his binos because Bodie, at the core of Bodie, is a hunter.
Yes.
Right? He loves that stuff.
I just want him to click his site for
my
mental sanity.
I know, right?
Please, Bodie.
But see, that's the thing, though, is that even at his age, he's got tons of experience. And if he thinks that it's hitting exactly where he's aiming, then maybe it's...
Yeah, I actually did a little bit of that today.
Mm-hmm.
He is still left. That's a 10. It's not an X.
Oh, is he using the same binos you're using?
Yeah,
we
both do. They're awesome. Literally, you're so nervous when you're down there, so you don't have to worry about like the shakes.
Yeah.
Because this just eats it up.
It's a Vegas Shoot 2024. It is our afternoon line. It started at 2:30 local time. It's now 3:02. I'm sorry if you're in Europe. It's started at 14:30 and it's now 15:02. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the way a lot of Euros do it. So sorry about that stuff, folks. But so they're a couple ends into it right now, and we're looking at Bodie Turner. What is it?
There's a lot of arrows in the 9 ring everywhere. Not from Bodie,
but
yeah. From other people.
Yeah, we're just having a look around and to see. There's some extremely talented and hot shot archers on this line. And we're focused right now. We're in the arena. This is the arena, by the way, where the World Archery Indoor World Cup Finals will take place, as well as the Vegas Shoot Sunday. And so they jazz it up a little bit. It gets a little bit fancy down here.
Broadnax has a close one on 144, top left. His top arrow is going to be dodgy.
Oh, Curtis.
It's going to be an arrow call for sure.
There's one
Target's a little torn there, and I don't know. I think it's a little far out, but you never know. It's different when you're down there.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at it on the camera, because they just zoomed in for us.
Yeah.
That's out.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same, but I did see some arrow calls today that I was like, whoa. What?
Okay.
Okay. That's really nice of you. Ooh, Dan Yazza just missed one also.
No.
I know. He's been shooting so good. When we were in Kings of Archery, he opened with a 330X. And I was like, dude, that's so awesome. Like, he's been working really hard, so.
And he's got to do it while he works as a rep as well.
Yeah,
so.
and he's a very successful rep, too. I mean, he's no slouch, so.
Yeah.
Stefan and Matthias are kind of down near each other. Stefan just dropped an X, so no 90X from him. My money was actually on him, so.
Oh, man, he's just been shredding.
I
Jimmy's also been on it lately, too. And I know that a couple of those shooters have made some slight changes to some things as well.
So let me ask you this. Do you think the three of them spending so much time together, shooting, working, traveling, practicing, has elevated their game?
I don't think there's a question. We're talking specifically about Stefan Hansen, Jimmy Lutz, and Matthias. And Matthias Fullerton. Yeah, I mean, I think it has to. I know that, you know, there are several shooters here that are friendly, even on the 3D side of things. And like I was down with Brady Hempen and Robert Householder practicing with them yesterday, and they were practicing on separate bails, and they said, okay, we're going to jump on your bail, and we have to compete against each other. We're literally shooting like an end tournament with each other.
Yes.
That definitely elevates. I mean, don't you think, as with that question though, don't you think that Tanya Gallantine's shooting a 900 and Sarah Lopez coming to try to shoot this class a couple years ago, and with the ability that you shoot, the level of which you shoot. I mean, do you see how many women shot 300s today in your category?
11.
That's incredible. Like,
so cool.
It was just a couple years ago where it was 2 or 3. There's Jimmy Lutz.
Yeah, Jimmy.
So don't you think that it's your level, the level that you and your fellow, competitors are bringing to the table that's just elevating archery in general?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be like such a huge deal for a woman to shoot a 300, you know what I mean? And now I looked at the last end, I'm like, there's 11 of us. And I was like, how many of us are going to choke and screw up the last end? So then we shoot the last end, and I'm standing there panning, and I'm like, I don't see a single one of us that missed. None of us did. Every single person that went into the last end was clean. When does that happen? Even in the guys' class, it's a hard.
No, it is.
You know what I mean? If you're watching 11 people, odds are at least one of them's going to mess something up. So I think it's really cool. I mean, we're really stepping it up, and Jimmy's about to be a new dad.
Yeah, I know. What do you think's going through his mind right now?
Man. So this is really interesting. So Danelle, being the badass that she is, was like, okay, Jimmy, if you're in Vegas and you haven't missed and I go into labor, I'm just not telling you. I'll just have the baby and you're fine.
See?
Yeah. So she said, if you've missed already, I'll let you know, and then you can fly home. But if you're still in it, I'm not saying a word. And I'm like, dude, that's intense.
See, but Danelle's a top shooter herself, so she knows.
She gets it.
Yeah, she totally gets it.
Yeah.
Of course, what did Jimmy say? Because I don't know. I've
Jimmy's
never
wanted
had
to be
kids.
a dad since, I've
ever
met him. Yeah.
So I'd be like, if you go into labor, I'm flying home no matter what.
I've also Jimmy was not known for his indoor skills, right? I feel like Jimmy, the last few years was like me, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, right? We didn't like indoor. We wanted to shoot outdoor, and that's what we did. And so watching what Jimmy's done and elevate his game this season, I mean, he has worked hard, and he's earned it. And so I think she's obviously seen that work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where some of that's coming from, because it's not easy to go from being like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty good, to hey, I'm one of the best out here. People don't understand the actual sacrifice and commitment and really what goes into that. And Jimmy has went from a name that nobody would talk about here to a standout in one season, It's insane.
So we're a couple ends into our final line on the first day here at the Vegas Shoot 2024, and we have 202 people that are clean so far. That number is going to drop like a stone.
Oh, it will. It definitely will. So I was watching the senior scores this morning. I did see that there were some 300s that came out of there.
Yeah. There were a couple.
Good.
Your boy led the way, which you want to talk about someone who cannot stand indoor archery.
I know.
Who constantly trashes indoor archery. Coming off of what was one of the weirdest things that happened last weekend in a big shoot that was had. But Tim Gillingham shoots 25 X's with 300. Morgan Lundin from Sweden coming in at a 300 with 24. Lindhoek
So he
shreds.
Yeah, I mean, we shot a 900 together at the Rumble, and I think he turned around and also cleaned Iowa.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know about X's, but clean, the big ring. I mean, he's shooting amazing right now. I would not be surprised if he shoots a 900.
Bill Drake in, and just off of that, you have some really big names. I mean, Keith Trail, who shot a 99. He shot a 28X 99.
Oh, so he was shooting good. See, those are rough, because you look at that person and you go they were on their game. And one little bobble ruined your whole weekend.
And I shot with him Friday last year, and you know you're in that senior category, which is 50 plus in the championship. And I haven't talked to Keith today, but I guarantee you it's that little bit of brain thing that you get when you're older that you haven't experienced yet, and it drives you absolutely crazy because he knows how good he's 28x 299.
Yeah,
that's rough. Randy Morocco was 299 25x. The one thing to keep in mind in that category, and we're talking about the championship compound senior division, is only a 900's only won it once.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so an 899 can definitely win it.
Yeah,
even
if they drop a point,
some years, yeah.
There's a hope.
Yeah, the problem for Keith is he did it the first day.
Yeah, wait, who was the 900? Because
was it Keith?
No. It's got to be done more than once.
No, not in this category. In the compound senior category.
Who won it last year?
Who was it last year? Oh, I can look it up. I think I have a thing.
I'm curious.
Oh wait, here's the championship payouts. Yeah, it'd be great if I prepared for this, wouldn't it?
Hey, we're down
I didn't
here.
know I didn't know she's going to throw these questions from the past at me like this.
I know it's killing me. Now I want to know.
I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared for the match tomorrow for the World Archery Indoor World Series finale.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Where are we at for championship payout? We at 58 now?
Honestly, I don't know either.
58,000.
Did you just turn your binos backwards?
Yes.
That's also something I haven't got to experience.
Okay, by
yet.
the way, folks, this is a life hack if you're an archer or just an older person in general. If you need some magnification quickly, especially if you're shooting field archery where you're or like a 3D if you're moving your sight, you turn your binos backwards, okay, and then you look at it and it magnifies and clears everything up. So there's your hot setup.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, I'm just scanning. Mark Rubio shot a 900.
Yeah.
And is he the only one ever?
I believe so. Was that last year?
That's what I couldn't remember if it was last year or the year before. So I was trying to figure out. I don't know, but I know that Rubio did it.
I thought there was one other person who did it, and then I remember last year being corrected. However, it could be one other person, but yes, it is not. It's not typical for someone over 50 to shoot 900s in Vegas. But Tim Gillingham is on his way. What are the odds makers saying, Paige Pierce, about Tim Gillingham shooting a 900?
Honestly, I was surprised he shot a 300. I mean, Tim's an amazing archer. It's not his shooting ability that I'm talking about. He just usually lets indoor get the best of him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mental side of it. And he's the first person to tell you that. So
I'm looking at Bodie's target. It's looking clean. It's not, it's not a Chris Perkins tight target, in terms of, but
in Bodie's terms right now, I bet you he's really mad at that.
How about this dude? Kevin Polish.
Oh, he's awesome.
Dude, Kevin has got the craziest story of why he is in that wheelchair. He is a world record holder as a para-athlete, but before he was actually injured in a car accident when he was a teenager, he had already won like world archery stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's just a good dude, and he travels all around. And his mom comes with him, and she is just a spitfire. So they're awesome.
2005 Madrid as an able-bodied archer. He won it. And then I was actually down at the Pan American Games in Chile in November when he broke a world record and won and everything else. And he is that right there. You see that? He's super fun. He's super fun. I don't know who he's talking to now.
I don't either. But no, he's always got a smile on his face.
Is he looking into the camera?
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a lot of fun.
And he's a darn good shot too.
Oh, he's unreal. Yeah. And
he's
very knowledgeable about how to
good.
set up a bow, and you can see Rio 2026, of course, competing as a. Yeah. So the cool thing about this class, this is the championship class. So the championship open category is open to any shooter.
Yep.
I don't even think there's an age restriction.
I think there is now.
Maybe.
I think it's like 13.
Oh. Yeah,
something.
there is an age restriction because of something that happened a couple of years ago. Roger
14,
that. 14. I think it's
15.
I think it's 15. But anyway, so it's an open category, and it doesn't matter what bow you shoot, because it's an open category. So you can shoot a recurve, It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, and it doesn't matter if you're a para-athlete or not. If you want to shoot this category. So for Kevin, he obviously is in his chair, and so he has an agent who goes and will pull his arrows for him.
Yes.
Yep. It's more comfortable, I can tell you, indoors being able to do that. But when those athletes aren't moving around outdoor, shooting 50 meters and stuff.
There's his mom.
Yeah, there's his mom. That's his agent and his mom. She is the best. And
she travels everywhere with him. She's such just a
funny.
good advocate for that stuff too. And she's, like I said, she's a powerhouse. She's a really cool lady.
And Kevin isn't the only para-athlete actually that's competing. I mean, we have an athlete that's competing who's got a like a
prosthetic.
Yeah, prosthetic arm.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is right there. Yeah.
Isn't his name Lance? Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right. It's Lance.
Okay, I thought so.
He actually shoots for Bass Pro Shop in Cabela's, works there as well.
Okay. Got an AE hat on.
Yeah, he's on the same target as Bodie. So it's old Thornton, old Lance Thornton.
Okay, look at me. I'm like not good with names, but I was like,
that was
I actually
really
know him.
Yeah, he's shooting really well.
He is shooting well.
Super dude too. Really fun.
He's super
really fun
nice.
to talk to.
I just know him from some of the USAT stuff. So.
Ah. Look at that prosthetic. Okay. See what I'm talking about? You have a 2-minute clock, and sometimes if the shot doesn't feel right, you can see that that's his release that clips into his prosthetic.
Attached. Wow, that's cool.
Wonder how he activates it. Let's see.
Deep breath. Yeah, let's watch this. I bet you he uses his jaw of some sort.
He's got it. Yeah, that's right. He's got it tucked up underneath his jaw. Yep. You can see it move his mouth slightly.
Huh. It's pretty incredible. Something's loose in his peep. He's messing around with that. His clarifier's probably rattling.
Actually, yeah, exactly. So, by the way, sometimes that happens. Like you have a shot go off and you hear something rattling, and so you're going to just start tapping parts on the bow. Is that my?
That's what he's doing right there.
Yeah. So he's just making sure.
There's not enough time to really stop, whip out wrenches, fix it. You kind of just let it rattle, shoot your 3 arrows, and then tighten it back up.
Got to do it between those ends. There's still 41 seconds on the clock.
Does he have another arrow, or is that it?
I think
he's
got
got
another one.
Okay.
All right, so the first arrow he shot where he let down, pulled it back. That was a 9 right.
Yeah, that second one was a little
Second one was 10 high. Oh, okay, so he's going target 1, which is the bottom left, target 2. You can shoot him in any order you want, folks. You don't have to shoot him in the recommended order. Nice shot.
There we go. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good for him. So we've got 2 minutes on the clock, which sounds like a long time. And in practice, I will literally shoot 6 arrows in the 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And as soon as they say, go, this is for score, all of a sudden that 2 minutes feels like 1 minute. It gets so much harder.
Well, it's so weird how you end up kind of gravitating toward your own rhythm in archery, no matter who's your coach and who you're watching, because I come from a different world, as you know. I come from the racing world, and my brain is constantly going. And I have found when I've tried to slow my shot down and take more time on the clock, which has been recommended to me.
Not always good.
No, it leaves more room. So I'm not proud of the fact that I'm usually one of the first off the line. I just tend to be, because my shot gets there and I just hammer the trigger like it's.
If I am, it usually means I'm doing pretty good. If I'm shooting quick, a lot of the times when we get out there, if I slow down, it's like, ooh, that's not a good thing. It probably means I just can't get my shots off.
Yeah. What release are you shooting right now? I'm
shooting the True Ball Goat as a hinge.
As a hinge?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you're
I
hinging
started
it up.
a hinge last year, and I've been rolling it the whole year, and I like it. Honestly, my setup is really good right now. I'm the weak point. Normally, I'm not, so I've been kind of working on myself a little bit. I was getting a little bit of a hang up on the click. So I posted that I was kind of trying to no-click and was working with that. And I love it in practice, and I did try it in a tournament and was like, oh gosh, no. Like, it's so, I never draw the same, like my hand is tilted different every time, which is obviously on a no-click, and it really changed the timing. So I like it for training purposes, not so much for the tournament. So I'm trying to okay, it clicked, and now keep moving, keep going, So I'm kind of fighting that a little bit at the moment. But
so the click was almost creating something mental where you're going like, click, okay, now the shot's getting ready to go off,
click,
so I'm not.
Now I can miss, now it will go. Yeah, so kind of working through that at the moment.
Do you find that it's better for you as an archer over the years, because you've been shooting for since you were a kid.
Too long, yeah.
To trick the brain?
Yeah.
So you keep going release to release, click, no click. What are you drinking, by the way?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Oh, I'm jealous. I don't even. Oh, there's a water here. I wonder if that's for me.
Yeah, no, that's not going to cut it. I need an IV of this stuff straight to my arm. No, I do. I mean, there's certain things, like if you develop a form of target panic with one thing, it's easier to pick up something different and restart than try to break it on the same thing that you're on. For me, shooting the no click, it just, when I shoot out here, I'm shooting a fast click. So when it clicks, I don't actually feel movement past the click for the release to fire. Shooting the no click, I set it really slow, so I actually have to feel the movement of my fingers, like moving with the release.
Yep.
And so I like doing that because then I get more comfortable with the movement. So, I don't totally freeze up as much when I go shoot a fast click. Part of me is tempted, and I think I'm going to do it this weekend. I'm going to go grab a long click from True Ball. So there's a standard one they come with, and there's a fast click, and there's actually a long click.
Like something you have to actually take it apart.
You change the CR.
Okay.
Yeah, so it clicks and the depth is longer until the release fires.
Interesting.
And I think I'm going to switch and try a long click because then it's like I have to feel the movement. I have to move the release. There's no like, oh, I hope. And I think those kind of things are worth playing with because obviously our mind is tricky, So I'm going to test some stuff and see. And, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of it. We got a tournament every weekend. So I'm like, okay, well, if this doesn't go as I want or doesn't matter, I'm going to keep working until I get it figured out.
For me, so by the way, we're at the halfway point of this round. So we've shot 5 ends. And so what the requirement is, because there's so much on the line, $58,000 plus all the contingency, is that the decision was made a couple years ago that they're going to have to change the target face. That doesn't matter what you shot, even if you didn't shoot the same arrow hole even close or whatever, you're going to have to change your target face. And also, archers that are on the bottom, so Bodie Turner was on the top, right? He's shooting second. Yep. So archers that are on the bottom are going to move to the top. Archers on the top are going to move to the bottom. And bottom always shoots first. So Paige.
No.
Yes.
Chris Schaff missed.
No.
No.
Dude, he...
That
what target does it say he's on?
He's on one... No. I don't even know. Does it tell me on there?
It should, yeah. It should.
I don't think it does. He's right here. I can just look and tell you. Except he took his name tag off.
Yeah, there's your 2023 Vegas champion, Chris Schaff.
Yeah.
Now look, here's the situation, man. Chris had been struggling the last couple weeks, but then he went home and he tried a new arrow configuration, and his practice target looked insane.
He's been shooting awesome, and he's been there training with Brady and like working hard, and I mean he's put in a lot of time, and I know he's got the whole family here, so that's pretty cool.
Whole family, all those kids.
All the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just, and this is, Vegas is brutal. Okay, you work so hard, you won it last year, you make it all the way through, and all the ends in the shoot-off, and then you miss in the first 5 ends of the next year. Your weekend's done. Like, this type of archery is just kind of a letdown. You're never like happy. It's like if you're clean, it's par and you're expected to be, or you missed and you're mad. Very rarely do you get to be happy. Like when it's done, if you win, you get to be happy. Outside of that, not so much. It's expected.
Am I going to ask you this next question?
What? Ask me.
Lucky dog, your opinion?
I don't like it. But I understand why they do it. I respect it. And I know a lot of people do like it.
Thanks, Joe. By the way, thanks, Joe. Great work. Look at that effort.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I just said that. Your whole weekend's done. Technically, it's not. I guess if he cleans out, he could come back and win the lucky dog. But to me, it is luck, right? Like going out there, just like the 10K-a-Day and trying to shoot inside out X's and whatever. Like you can break a perfect shot and not be. You can break a crap one and it'd be. You know what I mean? Like you never know. But I think it gives some of these guys at least a hope that they're like, man, if I just have one get away from me, I still have a chance. It's kind of like gambling. We are in Vegas.
I mean, it's good for the show, for sure. There's not many archers. Maybe Sergio Pagny. Yeah. Because he won 50K off of the lucky dog.
Well, Perkins.
Perkins is another one, 100%, But even Perkins, I'm not, So Stefan Hansen, who has picked up this new Matthews title and is just absolutely loving it, and he has shot some incredible rounds, especially in qualifying. And, look, this is the Vegas shoot, folks, but for those of you that may have seen last week's Lancaster Archery Classic, which is a different format, uses a similar target, except there's a 12 ring that's hustled or nestled somewhere down there in the red. It's on this.
It's like the 8-7 line.
Yeah, the 8-7 line.
Yeah.
Stephen Hansen showed up and changed the game last week.
That was one of the best things. I was in the room when that happened, and he just walked out and stomped that 12. And Dave Cousins tried to do that.
He did.
A year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I was sitting, Dave was next to me, and he goes, Stefan hit it, and he goes, see, that's what I was trying to do. And I was like, well, if you hit it, it would have worked, but you didn't. So
you're such a sweet,
I mean,
just tell the
like
truth,
it is,
right? Tell the truth.
He knows he can take it.
Yep.
So, yeah, Stefan, I mean, what he did was absolutely insane. I mean, he forced basically everybody to shoot a 12 every end from then on out. There was no
and he did it against Bodie Turner, right? So after everything was over.
Well, he started with Richard Bowen.
He did start with Richard Bowen, but
then Bodie.
Yeah, so then I said to Bodie, like, is that what you're expecting? And what Bodie said was, dude, we were shooting in the practice area, and Stephan didn't shoot an 11 once.
No,
all he
shot
did
12s.
was shoot 12s. So he goes, I knew that he was going to try something when we were out there.
Yeah.
And the thing that's funny is that Schlusser, who was our #1 qualifier, he already had his plan set before he got here, and his plan was to shoot the 12 at the second arrow. Okay. It was just that Stephan did it before him, so Stephan's now kind of the guy who's known as like the pioneer of the 12s.
Yes.
When really, it was like, because I remember him saying, like, people aren't using the 12 right. They're not using the 12 right. So now they will.
But you got to think about the risk in that. You walk out your first arrow, do what Dave did, bam, 7 or an 8, like you're done. Your competitor's going to shoot some 11s and you're going home. So if you're going to do something like that, you got to be able to back it up.
Yeah.
And Stefan, boy, did he back it up. And then he forced Bodie to do it. And then Mikey forced Bodie to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think the Lancaster shoot-off's never going to be the same.
All right, let's talk about this particular target situation and what we do here. So the archers just switched from top to bottom, bottom to top. And in the NFA, even though you're assigned an A, B, or a C, or a D, we're kind of looking at Bodie's target going like, it's a little high.
It's actually more solid than it's been, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, I'm curious. #1, what do you like to how do you like to start? Do you like to start A, B, or C, D? And how difficult is it to switch it halfway?
The switch shouldn't be difficult, because if you don't practice that, that's your own problem.
Which I don't.
So there's that. Like
I'm 6'2", so I tend to hang the target like straight up.
That's fair. I shoot 6 arrow ends. I hang 2 targets, and I shoot top, bottom, bottom, top, top, bottom, bottom, top. So there's no excuse. Here's the difference here. Normally, if I had my choice, I like to start on the top, because then you get to finish on the bottom. Bottom comes up first. So on the last end, if you're clean and you're choking and you're panicking and you want to get it done with, you're up first. You don't have to wait and watch your competitors do something and then follow it up. Here, though, you can actually see a difference from the top target to the bottom target on darkness. So I could see pretty good on the top target, and then as soon as I switched to the bottom, it was really rough. So for lighting purposes here, I'd rather start where it's dark and then it get better in the last half instead of have it get worse. So most of the time, though, lighting, this is the darkest venue we shoot in every year, so most of the time lighting's not going to be an issue. Back on some of the guys here.
Yeah, so let's see. This is end number 6 of 10. So this is right now where you're looking at shooters shooting the top target. So this is our first end after the switch.
Another name I saw in there that dropped out that was surprising to me was Nick Cappers. Was one down as well.
Oh, yeah, Cappers normally,
He was shooting really good. He was in the shoot-off last weekend. I mean, he's been pretty much a powerhouse in indoor, so I'm really surprised to see him fall out early as well.
And then there was a question about how many archers are competing at the same time and how many different locations. So we have about 1,200 or so that'll compete at the same time. It kind of varies. There's a sliding time in terms of like what championship does and so on, but there are 6 different locations in which archers will actually shoot. So you have, like, today we had a 7 o'clock line, you had a 9:30 line, you had a noon line, and then now this 2:30 line.
2:30 line, yep.
But there also is a 5 o'clock line for the flights.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
the flights. So it's not exactly 1,200, but so you have, it's kind of different. Let's as we look at this end, and we've been following Bodie a little bit.
So you guys are seeing the arena right now.
Yeah.
This is where the championship divisions are shooting, but there's other, like, I'd call them conference rooms, convention rooms, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're
that everyone is shooting in.
Yeah.
Kind of all throughout the hotel. So, and they've got practice rooms set up.
What do they call that area? Like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, they're just. I mean, they're the Tropicana, and what's interesting is they're the halls, I guess. They call them the halls,
different
right?
halls. Yeah, they're
So they group them. They have Tropicana group, Riviera groups, Sahara group, and so on. But it's something very, very simple to follow when you're here. This is such a well-organized tournament. There are signs everywhere to tell you where to go, what to do. You get a feel for, in this brochure is the thingy, this guide that I was telling you about. If you guys come back to me for a second, I can show you that, like, when you have this book, yeah, apparently I produced from the booth, but but you can see that there are areas here that are going to show you where vendors are, where you shoot, and so all this information is going to, they have the trade show information. So the event map is here along with a ton of information, and this all comes in your
check-in.
Yeah, your little packet. Yeah, your little thing that you get, including that strap, the luggage strap.
Apparently the new headband.
Yeah, the new headband. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So very useful piece of information. So let's see, in the Championship Compound Open category. So what'll happen is that if you go to inco.net, and again, it's IANSEO.net. Look at this guy. He is getting after it.
Yeah.
Ah, there's Dean Alberga.
Who is that? Do we know?
This shooter?
Yep.
Because the other guy was Dean. I don't know.
No, we know Dean.
Is that live shots?
Who's this guy?
Is that live shots that we're seeing right now, producers? I'm trying to see what target he's on. What target is that? Do we know?
Who's he by? No, he's down here.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you, buddy?
All right, we'll get him.
I just want to know, okay, let me put it to you like this. There's people out here who do this for a living, right? This is the most stressful, I would say probably the most important tournament that we shoot. So it's just always kind of funny to me when you see someone like that. And I'm not judging him that much off of his headband. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, most of us are out here, to do a job. We're taking it seriously, literally sick to our stomachs, so stressed. It's brutal. And then someone's out there having a good...
You want to do that right there. That nine.
That just ruined your whole weekend and then some. Because then people talk about it until the next year. So, it's just funny to, see the mix of people that are out here. This is still a championship division. But, I feel like that guy's just having a good time. You know what I mean?
I think part of the appeal with the championship division now, look, there's $58,000 from the NFA Foundation, right, for the Vegas shoot win on the line. But also understand that it does cost some money to enter this class.
Yeah.
It's $500 to enter this class.
I think it went up, didn't it?
I think it
went up a little bit.
I think you guys went up because I think you guys are up
Maybe
to
we did.
350 or something like that. But anyway, so
it's close to that. Yeah.
So for a lot of these shooters that come here that don't necessarily shoot 300s at home every time, they're here because they can stand next to some of the best shooters in the world.
It is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
I know everyone always asks, why aren't more of the women doing that? And blah, blah, blah. And
because you have your own money to win.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't want to shoot against these guys. Did you see what they did last week? No, thank you.
Yeah, that'll be it. First one from Bodie in the X ring.
The one bad thing now is creeping on their targets. They only have one end there, so you can't really see if they've missed other points. But
yeah,
I was looking at Sawyer Sullivan down there. He's looking strong on that second half so far.
I love that kid, but he's being ruined by the elder people on the USA Archery team.
I like him. I think he's such a good kid.
He's a really good kid. His mom's cool. He's got a great family, too.
Yes, he does. His little brother I just met yesterday, and it's like his little clone.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing ever.
A redhead.
All right, I'm stalking again, trying to see who's missed.
Yep, Bodie up top 10. Adrien Gontier from France. You can see, well, the one on the left, so you can see the actual targets. They say one. It's, to the left of the actual, and then two up top and three. You don't really shoot them in that order. Some people do.
I do.
But, oh, you do? You go 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
I tend to go top down, so I just kind of go one.
I don't know. I've always just done it as they were numbered since I was a kid. But yeah, you can shoot them in any order you want.
Well, actually, let's talk about that for a second, because I ended up getting into this routine today that was XX9, XX9, XX9. So when I got stuck in that rut, what I decided to do was actually just shoot that 9 first.
Yep.
Have you ever done that? Do you think it's a thing? Do you think I'm just a head case?
No, I do think it's a thing. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
But
it's a thing.
no, that is a thing. It's so hard for me because I train every time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't know that I would ever go out there and just be like, I'm going to shoot the third one first. Because everything we do is so rhythmic.
Yeah.
And so, second nature, subconscious, that I think it would stress me out almost more doing that. But honestly, I mean, it was probably fine. Did you do it and you hit it?
Yeah, I did. I hit it. Yeah, I did hit it. But also, it's very rare, right? Because if you look at the disciplines on which we shoot the rest of the year, almost everything we shoot the rest of the year is single spot.
Yes.
So this is one of the rare opportunities
that you can do that.
Except, of course,
the 5 spot.
The 5 spot.
Oof.
I got to tell you a story real quick after this, but this is what you're watching. You want to head over to Archery Plus. Get on that QR code. Scan that QR code. It's going to take you to archery.tv. Get yourself an account. Just sign up for it because, trust me, the archery is so good, and we're going to have such enhanced coverage over the next couple days. By the time we get to Sunday, you're going to want to spend that $5 to see the Vegas shoot, see who's going to win that $58K, and that money goes directly to the NFA Foundation and their youth scholarship program. Yeah, and you're not donating to Bodie Needs a Girlfriend page.
Oh, I know. I'm going to get him one.
Okay. Just to see how he responds, see if his archery tanks or not.
Yeah.
That's the first big
now
test.
I'm curious.
Yeah, hashtag.
So is everybody else. We were sitting at the sign with the pros last night, and literally this girl comes up to the table and just goes, "Oh, I'm so sad. Bodie just denied me." I was dying laughing.
That is not a happy camper.
No.
Crane.
What target is he on?
Target is Crane on. There's Sawyer, so he's right next to Sawyer.
Okay, right down here.
Yeah.
Like 159. Yeah, 158.
Did he miss one?
Ooh, his third arrow's really close.
Okay, just close.
Third target. Let me say that.
All right. Yeah, look at the reaction.
We're
You
on
can
the
see
wrong
the
side.
reaction, and he's just going, come on, did I really just do that? I just trained for 2 months.
And
I haven't missed an X in how many days?
Oh.
But
But we've all been there.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what that feels like, and it's horrible.
And trust me, if this archer gets an arrow call and it's a 10, it's just going to be like, okay, let's just move on.
It's almost hard, though, because then you have that adrenaline dump. Like, when you miss, you think you miss, whatever, The adrenaline hits, and it's just this whole wave of emotion. And then all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute, I'm still in it. That is hard sometimes, too.
Hey, when you're here, in recent years, have you ever had a chance to get away from here and go do something?
No. Usually from the time we start, I never see outside, like daylight, fresh
either.
air. That's why my voice sounds like this. There's too much smoke in this building.
Last year at the South Point Hotel and Casino.
Hey,
and guess what? We are going to Psych, just kidding.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you Sunday. We're going to tell you Sunday. It'll be announced on Sunday where this thing's moving to. I have heard a rumor, though, Paige. I heard a rumor that possibly we're going to be moving dates.
I'm not saying a word.
Nah, because I know you know, and I know, and I know that I talked to the guy who knows, and he said you can say that, and that's it. And I was like, all right, fine.
Okay,
fine.
yeah, I'm like, I just
no,
said,
I'm not getting myself in trouble.
I'll say nothing.
Yeah,
I don't want to get blamed for any of
policy.
it. Yeah, if I'm like, I was like, I don't even want to know, because if that leaks, I don't want to even be in the pool of people you could blame. So, I'm like, ooh. So I want to know, did that guy get that arrow?
Yeah.
Did the judge come? Is that them calling the judge right now?
I don't know. Let's see. From our vantage point. Oh, I see the target he's on. There's no judge there.
Oh, no, they're calling
Oh, is he on the bail with Kevin
158.
Dukes? Yeah. I think he's on the bail with Kevin Dukes. They're looking around.
His arrows are still on the target.
McClanahan. Yeah, I think they're looking for a judge. All right, so there's some debate on it. All right, so this is actually a really good thing to talk about, especially if you're a new shooter, okay? Big deal to call a judge or not?
I don't think so.
I could care less.
Yeah.
Even if you're the arrow caller,
That
what
is
difference does it make?
It is his third arrow they're calling. So we're on the wrong side. That's when I was like, ooh, I don't know. If I was on the other side of the arrow, I'd be able to quickly give you an opinion, but I don't have one.
Can't touch your arrows, folks. Can't touch your arrows at all.
You're not technically supposed to touch the whole butt.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Poor Tate.
Oh, and the bill
The problem is we don't know what they
So
called.
what did they
I'm
call
trying to see. Crean is the one who's actually doing the paper score, and I can't see the
Let's
reaction.
see if he has a big sigh.
Not high-fiving anybody.
No.
But see, here's the thing, folks. So basically what happens is you have your digital tablet scoring and you have your paper score. The tablet is really used for our purposes. The paper score is the actual official score. So we will get an update because INCO is so good at refreshing their stuff as quickly as possible. But, you know, the other thing, too, is we're not sure if Green's clean or, you know, he could have missed.
Oh, yeah, true. I know I'm scanning for him right now.
He could have missed a couple before. But
I don't know.
Still,
the look on his face, if I'd missed some before, I don't even think I'd be mad about the next ones. He looked pretty bummed on that arrow.
Oh, yeah, he's
That's what we look like when you drop the first one normally.
mm-hmm. He's at a 9.6.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's,
okay.
yeah, he's dropped a few, all right?
Okay.
Dropped a few. So 9.667 arrow score. And I don't know how to say his first name. Lorcan Crean from Ireland. Totally apologize if I butchered that.
All right, here we go.
But hey, you're coming all the way
Bodie's
from
up
Ireland
again.
here. All right. Bodie shooting.
That was a good first arrow.
The stoic look on his grill. Like, yeah.
He's just smooth. And I think one thing that I like about watching him is you'll actually see the reaction from him, though. Like, he'll shoot a shot that broke low and he throws it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or you know it didn't break there and it got there. And you can see that of like reaction from him. And I like that because some of these guys, they just look so calculated. I don't know. And they like hardly ever give you anything. So I feel like watching Bodie is interesting just because you can tell if a shot broke bad. And then you're like, oh, but he still got it.
Yeah. So let's see. This should be end number 8. I believe they have 90 arrows to score. So, right, that'd be 8, 9, 10 would be 30, 60.
Yep.
90 points to score, sorry.
Yep.
90 points. So 9 arrows to score. Bodie's good. No problems there.
He's pretty quick, too.
All of them inside out. He is pretty quick, yeah. I think he likes to get into a shot, just get pulled through it and just let it rip.
Ooh, Tate missed one.
Uh-oh.
He'd already missed. So.
No soup for you.
Yeah. Oof. But your Bowen is solid down there.
He's been ripping lately.
And he's right next to Gaius Carter. And Gaius has a good target. He's got a 9 in his target, though. Oh, wait, this is after the half.
Yeah,
that means Gaius shot a 9, too.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah. Because that one could not be practice. Oh.
I saw a couple former shooters here this weekend. I got to see Paul Tedford.
Oh, he's just here hanging out, and I am so happy to see him.
Me too. He's one of my favorite human beings, period.
Mine too.
Don't get to talk to him very often. So.
No, I'm glad he's back. He actually said, which is interesting because we don't really ever get to do this, but he's like, just to come here and hang out and not have a bow and just see everybody and enjoy everything. He's like, it's actually pretty nice. And I've always said that. I'm like, man, I would love one year just to come to Vegas and not shoot and just enjoy it. You know, no pressure, no stress, just talk to everybody, have a good time.
I'd love to come to Vegas one year and not work.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I know, it's more and more every year. It's good. I'm so actually happy that we're doing this enhanced coverage, and I know that people have been asking for it for years, and it's here. It is definitely here. All right, I want to take another
Mike's
look.
Target down there. Mike's really solid.
So Paige, can you give us the brand and the model of the binoculars that you're using? Because
yeah,
people
the
are asking.
SIG Zulu 6s. They are the image, what do they actually call it? Optical image stabilization.
There you go. All right.
So,
and for those who want to know, I'm using the Zeiss SFL 10x40s. They don't have their image stabilization is provided by my old hands.
Yeah, I'm too shaky.
Or the top cam of my bow, for sure.
I'm too shaky.
Yeah. Well, especially those things would be amazing. Looking at an 80-yard target in field. I know you like field or
Redding,
the Redding.
I'm like,
the Redding
no,
shoot.
I know where your arrow is. Like, it's in or it's out. You know, I can tell. I call these things the dream crushers.
All right, so we're down to 89 shooters. Before this end started, 89 shooters in this class that were all with a 10.0 arrow average. So if you go check out INCO.net, and again, it's IANSEO.net, you'll find Vegas Shoot close to the top. You can click on that. And you can look at the different categories of scoring. So one of the ways that they're scoring now is by arrow average.
Yeah.
So to give you an example, Paige, I was the only one shooting at the noon line at the Lancaster Archery Classic last week, and the scoring was done by INCO. So Normally what would happen is, since I was the only one shooting, even though I shot miserably, I would be top of the pile until the last end, or actually I was so bad maybe the last 2 ends were shot. But instead, after end number 1, since it was on arrow average, I went to the bottom immediately. And it broke my heart.
No, I really like when the average is enabled, because it kind of just lets you know where everybody is.
Exactly. It's kind of irrelevant that you haven't shot all your arrows yet. It's like, this is where we are.
Yeah, Dave Cousins had a close one down there. It's in. He's on the very last bail down on the right side, and he had one low, but it's hanging. But I guarantee you he shot that and was like, whoo. I know I would have.
Paige, there's a question coming in hot. I mean, hot from the internet. I mean, this is one of the most difficult questions you're going to have to answer. The question is, do you get your nails done specifically for this tournament?
I did this myself. These are like $5 Walgreens stick-ons.
Bingo.
Yeah, I've already re-glued like 3 of them on today.
Yeah.
Because I stress picked them off.
Do you stress pick them?
Oh, yeah, it's a problem. If I don't put these on, I'm going to eat my real nails. So this is my stopper. That's the truth.
Should you have done action sports, or do you enjoy the misery?
Oh, I would have been much better at action sports. I'm not really wired for this. I don't know how I ended up being good, because I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't
Practice, smarts, and the battle.
You just got to turn it off. It's hard to do sometimes.
Let's see, Mikey Schlusser over there.
How is, I want to see Matthias, too.
You want to see what Matthias is doing? All right.
Yeah, I'm going to creep on him.
All right, so.
He was really solid earlier.
We have Kyle Douglas at 21.
Yeah, how's he doing?
Nico Gerard. Tore Bjornarsson from Denmark. The Lutz is at 21Xs. The Bodie's at 21Xs. Mikey's at 20.
Okay.
So Mike Schlusser is at 20Xs. So he's only dropped 1X so far. Clean. Mike is the one in the middle. If you don't know Mike Schlusser,
then you haven't
he's
watched
also
archery
ranked #1 in the world.
Mike's incredible.
He's a great dude, and he is an incredible shooter.
And they call him Mr. Perfect for a reason.
Yeah, there's Matthias Fullerton. Yeah, this young man has burst onto the scene the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and I just enjoy watching him. Like, he has very beautiful form. His shot looks effortless. You know, he's not out there hammer punching. He's not doing like weird stuff. I know that's kind of like a cool thing right now, but he's not. Matty just shoots a really clean, pretty shot. And he's been really, really good lately. He just shot a Neem, and he never missed the 10 ring the whole tournament and lost. He went up against Mike in a 1-arrow shoot-off and shot a 10. Done.
It's rough.
It's kind of cool that him and Stefan are that close to each other, though, because you never know where we're going to get thrown on the line.
No, that is true. Yeah. And even it's so funny, because you could actually be 1 or 2 bails away from your friend, but you're shooting AB and your friend's shooting CD, and it's like you never see them the whole round.
So
what do you think about the stash? I'm digging it. Well, look, here's the thing. You know, like he has been trying for years to break away from that baby-faced assassin.
I just want him to say that, though. I like it.
I know.
He doesn't, but I like it. How much do you think, like, having good people around you makes your day easier or harder?
Okay.
Like, is that something that you kind of think about while you're on the line?
I don't know how to say this without sounding like some type of an egomaniac, but
just
I only started shooting archery in like 2016.
Okay.
And in the racing world that I'm in, they're not really familiar with archery, so they see me post some things. Oh, I did this, I shot this score, I won this thing, or whatever. And people often ask me, like, how did you get so good? Now, I say that with quality,
but
we
I know
what
what you mean.
Right, because we know in the world how good or not good I am, right? Okay. But what I tell everybody is simply this. The only reason that I've been able to get to the level that I'm at, good or bad, your call, it's up to you, whatever, is because I've been lucky enough to be friends with shooters like yourself. Because if you're surrounding yourself with the level of shooter that's able to shoot like a Bodie Turner that we're looking at right now, you shut your mouth and open your ears, you learn so much so fast. And those tips, and I'm talking about everything from setting up a bow, how to tune, like a D loop, to when you do this and it tears this way, you need to do this. Or if you're target panicking, you're doing this.
I even just mean, so like if I'm in a tournament like this one, and I'm down there, and I'm so happy to say Linda is back.
Yes.
With the baby.
Yeah.
But Linda's one of those people, like when Linda is near me, I swear it just kind of helps calm me down. Linda's like a good support system. Tanya's the same way, and so there's certain times, like I've been on the line before, and like let down on my last arrow, and this has happened here in Vegas. And Linda's like, hey, you got it. Just put it in the middle. And I'm like, oh, and it's just like that second to break up the panic that's happening. You know what I mean?
One of those guys for me is Keith Trail.
Yeah.
Last year here, we're shooting in the arena. We're shooting down towards the bottom of your screen, folks, like where target like 162, 163 is, just for some context. I start the first half with 12x 15.
Okay.
Pounding.
Okay.
Just pounding it. We switch from the bottom to the top, and the first arrow I shoot's a 9.
Oh.
And the first thing I hear is Keith Trail behind me saying, buddy, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. This tournament's been won with 899s.
Yeah,
put it out of here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's and honestly, because I was on the same bail with Keith and I know what a legend he is and what he can shoot, I think it elevated my game, just like my focus.
It helps a lot. Last end, Tanya and I have a thing because we tend to be on opposite lines. Like she's always calling my last 3 arrows. I'm always calling her.
That's cool.
So it's just kind of neat. Like everyone's stressed down here, right? Everybody wants to shoot a 900. And it's neat to see like those relationships form, and like I know there's certain people out there for me that really help me through some of those difficult times, even though we're competing against each other, and that's a pretty special thing. I think that's what makes archery different.
It's unique. It is definitely unique.
Sports.
Watching you, the group, whether it's guys or girls or whatever, get along, but yet you have to turn to each other almost every weekend, and those are the people you have to beat them. You know, you have to beat them to get the reward.
I think most of us are wired that we just want to beat everybody at their best. We don't want to beat them at their worst. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think we're pretty good at elevating each other, and obviously I still want to beat the girl next to me, no matter who it is, but I also want to see her do well, you know?
Yeah.
I think most all these people out here are wired that way. Scott Allen missed one.
Bodie's looks clean, no problem.
He's doing good.
Joey's bowstrings. So, you know, Joey Hirschberger, who owns Joey's Bowstrings, he's shooting flights, and he cleaned it. And he said something, if I shoot a 900, I'm like, you better interview me. I'm like, shoot championship, Joey. I don't think I'm getting bowstrings. We're just having a look. We're having a peek from our...
I'm just checking. Ooh, Brady Hinton, he's good.
Paige
he's got an edgy one.
Sig, whatever, stabilization, incredible. At first, it was a little bit weird on the eyes, but you get used to it quickly.
You get used to it. Martin Damsbo's got an edgy one, but it is good.
Ooh, it looks like Fullerton probably missed an X. Definitely a 10 on target number 3 of those.
No, he's good.
Is it good?
See, this is the difference between 16 powers with image stabilization.
Oh,
he's not even touching the 10 line. He's solid.
He's not. Yeah, I see it now. They zoomed in a little for us. Because see, Paige, what I'm doing is I'm watching TV, and that's what they're watching. You're watching your binos.
Yeah, I was.
We got the full stabilization right here. It's not moving around.
Yeah, I like to pan.
Yeah, you like to
watch.
Pan. All right, so this will be a perfect score right now is going to be 270. So this is going to head into our final arrow of this deal. And
that's where the nerves set in.
Are you you're not getting out of here? You're chilling for a little bit because coming up. Oh wait, you got to go.
What do I have to do?
10K a day shoot.
Oh.
Did you sign up?
Yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Should you go practice, warm up or something?
I'm not warming up.
Okay.
Have you watched like yeah. Have you watched some of these guys? I was laughing. I was watching like Perkins and Stefan, and some of them just pound inside out. So I was like, yeah, you know, if I win that, it's going to be pure luck. It's not going to be skill. So I'll just go wing a cold one and call it good.
Who was it who won it a couple years ago with 27s inside out? It was a 3D shooter too. Who was it?
Justin Hanna.
Yeah, it was Hanna.
Yep.
I was like, because he hit like 2 or 3 inside outs in a row with 27.
I think of anybody out here, always, your money better be on Stefan at that. Stefan is like the most, it's like shoot it inside out, and he just goes, okay, and he can do it.
I know.
I can't do that. As soon as I try to shoot it inside out, it's like poof in the 9. Like the harder you try, the worse it gets, right? I don't understand that.
Since we've been following Bodie Turner for this round, let's go ahead and we're going to focus on him, and he's going to be up first because he's obviously on the bottom line. That's the CD line. So let's take a look at it and let's talk about.
He looks pretty chill right
all
there.
Right, so I actually said this before you came. Like, what's the most nervous arrow you have? The first one of the 90 or the last one of the 90 if you're clean?
Last one, but I actually think the hardest arrow for me is normally the third arrow of the first end. Because the first end, I'm pretty nervous, and they build as we go. But no, the last arrow, I mean, it always takes the bacon. It's a hard shot to make. And really, you're just praying, like, please, 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 because you've made it that far.
Yeah.
And it hurts if that's the one that you miss.
We know someone's thrown up in a garbage can for their last arrow.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not going to say who.
No, we won't do that. But
Good dude, but that's how he deals with his nerves.
yeah,
All right.
the stress is real. There's
It's real.
Kai. He's talking to Bodie.
And that's good. I mean, I think personally it's important. I know you're an advocate of it too, of having a little chit chat on the line or around the line to reduce some of that stress.
For sure. When we're not on the line, I want to talk about anything but archery.
Oh yeah.
Anything to take your mind off of it. And of course, we all know where we are and what we're doing, but it does help.
Yeah, it definitely does. All right, last arrow of the championship lines for today. Our focus is on this young man, Bodie Turner.
Oh. Clocks took a little while there.
So
watching the clock, and there we go.
This is the countdown clock to get on the line, not the countdown clock to start shooting.
So he's shooting that stand, click, thumb button release, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Good arrow from him there.
Is he shooting the PSE Supra X or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. What do you know?
I'm not going to guess. It's been a while since I've shot one of those.
No
Yeah,
problem.
that was good.
Oh, you saw? He took a little breath.
Yeah, I normally am like, like a cow out there trying to breathe for that third arrow. All right, come on, kid. Look at his bubble. It just doesn't move. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, no problem.
He's
Might have dropped an X.
He dropped the X, but who cares? It's in the 10 ring. Look at him. Oh, he's mad.
Yeah.
I wish I was that good.
But that's what happens with nerves.
I know.
You know, and people deal with it different ways. If you start shaking like that, sometimes the nerves will cause you to get a little weak in the bow arm. Sometimes it causes you to get a little strong in that bow arm.
Yeah. And honestly, I know with the way that Bodie's shooting, you know, he's not punching. He's shooting a clean back tension style shot. And his pin doesn't just sit. It moves. And so, I mean, that simply could have been just the timing the shot broke. The pin was just a little bit lower than, you know, some of the other ones. And that is the reality. I mean, as a back tension shooter, you don't get to pick when it fires. And Bodie talks about that a lot. So, you know, I mean, those happen. It's a lot better it breaks and it's in the 10 than the 9, right? So
yes.
Could have been worse.
All right, and the stress isn't over for the top line. Most people on the bottom line, there's 20 seconds left, but it looks like we still have one shooter at full draw.
We just sent it.
All right. So the judges will have a look around. If they deem that the line is clear, they'll signal to the DOS stand that everything's good. But generally, in this round, they just let the clock run out.
Richard Bowen looks like he got them. He had actually one close one on this target. I just lied. But the rest of the target is very
the top
solid.
one, you mean?
Yeah, that arrow
The top
hole
one on
that's
target 3, yeah. That's the other thing too, that you can actually repair your arrow holes in this round. You couldn't in our round last weekend. Are you somebody that would do that?
Yeah,
do you need that
do.
visual thing? Okay.
I shoot an 8 power, so I can see everything so clear. If there's a hole out there, I don't want to look at it.
Yeah, because you're going to be drawn into it.
Yeah.
So one thing I will say about these Morel targets, though, like last year I shoot that 12x15 in the first half, but there were some shots that weren't really breaking, but it seemed like if you really get, you know, a groove going in these Morel targets, that it'll suck the arrows right into there.
Yeah, they will.
And so if you can really get accurate.
You also get some weird kicks and some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I shot today and was like, is that a 6?
Dude.
And you look and you're like, oh, just kidding.
On our end, the pigeon, you know, Phil the pigeon that jumps around here.
Yeah.
I was at full draw on it was my third arrow on one of the ends, and he went right behind my target, but I saw him.
Oh, no, he just shook his head.
Ooh.
Jimmy.
Oh, no. But I pulled, like, if you saw the arrow, it was, like, way kicked to the left. Like, the knock was almost covering target number 2.
What target is he on?
The Lutz is on.
He's behind me. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's good. They're in. They're in. It's just not great.
It's just not an X, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, they might even all be X's. Why is he mad?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gosh, the men are they stress me out.
Yeah.
The women, we like edge 310s and we're like, yay!
He might
300.
be shaking his head only because if those were X's, he did drop 1 X.
Okay.
Like he dropped 1 earlier, and you know how that goes.
Oh, he's smiling back there. Him and Stefan are good.
So before this final end, there were 85 that had shot perfect scores.
Oh my gosh.
But of those 85, you know, you already had, I can't remember what the number was of people that were already finished shooting. it was quite a few. Look, you can see here, like
Yeah.
going from Sam Smith all the
Wow.
way up.
Okay.
All right, so Jimmy is done shooting, and he's like, "Give me those binos for a second. I got to take a look." That's what you do to your friends. Like, hey, look at the size of those things.
Yeah, those are probably 15s for sure.
I like that, but it's hard to hold those steady. That's what you need, 15 with this whole steady thing. Would be
I
pretty
always
good.
shot 15s, and so getting these with the stabilization, I was like, wow, that's easier.
Feel weird in the hands though at first, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is hard to get used to.
Like these little Zeiss SFL, the 1040s. I've been using 12 by 52s.
So feel
like
how
grabbing
light
it.
these are. Normal 15s are like a lug, you know, like they're so heavy. And so this is so nice to have the magnification, but not have the weight like hanging on you the whole time, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's funny, you see everybody on their phones and you know they're checking scores.
Oh, yeah. So what's happened now is that we're done shooting. All the arrows are still in the target, as you can clearly see. But now the DOS stand, which is, what does DOS stand for? Director of Shooting?
Maybe?
Sure.
Sounds
we'll
good to me.
Yeah. Director of Shooting. They're actually making announcements right now that are informing the archers of some procedures that they have for this final end. So meaning they're just kind of going over the rules. They're basically saying, hey, look, clean your target up. Take your name tag with you. You're going to need it for tomorrow. It's been a huge help for us, massive.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that most everybody's using those things. I just saw Dan Yaz's name go by. I know that he had missed one earlier.
Yeah, there's Bodie.
INCO, IANSEO, IANSEO.net is where you can find these scores, or go to thevegasshoot.com and bookmark that.
So as they start going down there and scoring and plugging that last end in the handhelds, then we're going to get the scores popping back up almost instantly to us, showing us who's still in it.
You go ahead and look at that. I'll just look at the camera.
Okay, yeah, I'm creeping on scores on my phone.
I have my laptop over here.
Here, let me just like hold it up over here. So we had in that end Juan Del Rio and Braden and Levi Reitzma. How do you say that? Is it Reitzma or Reitzma?
I think it's Reitzma, but
Reitzma.
yeah.
Aaron Shaw. So all of them were at 27Xs. So if they all shot 3Xs that in, that'd be a bunch of 30Xs.
Which is incredible.
So that's pretty exciting. Oh wait, just kidding. They're already done.
Oh, those
Darn
are done.
it. I lied.
Yeah.
I can't read a scoreboard, guys.
It happens. So there'll be tablet scoring, and then
So basically, oh, that's why Bodie was mad.
why?
Because he was at 27 X's.
Oh, yes.
And the
so
last
now
one
he's
was
gonna
definitely
go
not an X.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So he'll go to 29.
That makes a lot of sense. And Nicholas Gerard was also at 27, so he could have a potential 30 down there as well. Which would be pretty cool. It'd be him and Perkins at that point.
And folks, don't forget, after this, as our coverage will continue from the Vegas Shoot 2024, as we have the 10K-a-Day shoot-off. So here's the caveat, though, folks. If you're in the championship class, there's Nico Gerard.
Yep. He is solid, too. He's been shooting so well.
And he's taking a photo, so that would be a 30X.
Well, no, he'd take it even if it was a 29X.
Come on.
But I mean...
Wait a second. Isn't that our headband guy?
Yep.
Hey, headband guy.
There he is.
I'm so sorry we didn't get your name.
There's
Bodie. You can see that bottom target, number 3. Now he's never getting a girlfriend.
Yeah. Darn. The guys have no chance.
29s, 29Xs, how dare you? Poor guy. And just so you know, like just to give you the procedure, what happens here. So when your bail mates and everything, you get everything sorted out, you're confirming your scores on the tablet, you can on the piece of paper. That's Tate Morgan. That's the fiance. That's the fiance.
He has no clue I'm up here watching.
Yeah. Hi, Tate.
He's in his own world.
Yeah. Not happy.
He was talking to Perkins earlier. Perkins was down there behind him, but I don't see him now.
But I'm gonna listen. you tell me. But
Nico did.
He did.
He 30X.
Nico Girard gets 30X. A
Whoa,
healthy tape.
Stop.
What?
Okay, I spoke too soon, but remember
they
I talked
gave
about.
it to him.
No, that's called bad judge calls, and I'm just going to say that even if I'm not allowed to. We have that on camera, okay? That was not it. This stuff happens all the time. I literally was writing posts all the time. I'm like, dude, just because you see it on the scorecard doesn't mean that's what was actually in the target. I feel like that's hard to understand. But, so just so people understand, if you call a judge over, whatever the judge says goes.
Yep.
You don't get to protest it. You don't get a second judge. You just, yeah, you just.
And what she's talking about is that it looked like to us, and definitely to Paige, that Bodie's last arrow was dropped low. But
in the 10 still, which is all that really matters.
Which is all that really matters. All this is just ranking. But Bodie got the X, so now he sits at 30X. Nico Girard from France is sitting at 330X with Christopher Perkins and Bodie Turner, the only three that made it out day one with perfect 30Xs. So many 29s. Your Kyle Douglas, Matthias Fullerton, Jimmy Lutz. I think that's what Jimmy was probably shaking his head about, was the one dropped. Mike Schlusser. Jacob Marlowe goes 28Xs. Yeah.
His target looked really solid as I was panning down, so that doesn't surprise me.
Sawyer Sullivan in this round with Jeff Rainey. There's so many. All right, so at the end of the day, after day number one, we're 74. All right, we're 74
wow.
at perfect 300s. So what do you think? Well, give me a number for 900 by Sunday.
Ooh, I think we're going to be at...
Hold on, I'm going to write mine down.
Okay. Do you want me to do the same? Or do you want me to just tell you?
No, just tell me.
I think there's going to be 21.
Okay. I had 27.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Ooh, look at you. You're being a little more generous than I am.
I think so, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times day two is an easier day for some people because it's not like the initial nerves and it's not the final end. So I feel like we never see that many guys drop out on day two. And then day three, it's like, oh, you just see like
gnarly.
a big,
It's like the actual shoot, right? Like that first end of the Vegas shoot, almost nobody in the field goes, maybe one person.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you start to close down that 10 ring, it's like 1/3 of the field evaporates.
Yeah.
All right, so what you're seeing now is that what you'll do as a team is you're going to use that paper, the paper scorecard, and then the judges who are getting that information are going to double check to make sure a couple of things. Number one, that all your scores match up from the tablet to the piece of paper, but additionally, that everything's signed. So in this particular case, you need have a scorer signature, the person who kept score, whether it's tablet or paper, and then the archer needs to sign it. So that's what we're doing.
Yep. Then they turn their scorecards in down there, and we're good to go. And next is the 10K-a-Day, isn't it?
Next is the 10K-a-Day. So I am probably going to have to say goodbye to you. Where's your bow and stuff?
It's up in the booth somewhere.
All right,
I gotta
so it's
go.
not too far away.
No.
It's not like up in a room or something.
No. It's down here in the trade show. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Paige Pierce, okay?
Thanks,
Because
guys.
she added so much to this. Really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, no problem.
We're here for another 2 days. If you want to kill some time, especially if you're dude shooting, you got nothing to do.
Yeah.
The seat's
this
always
was
open
nice.
for you.
I got first class to watch. It was kind of great. So anyway, thanks
Next
for having
time
me.
we'll chip in some Mountain Dew for you or something.
Okay, yeah, don't worry. I'll come prepared.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have
All
fun,
right,
guys.
Good luck.
Stay tuned.
Good luck. All right. Thanks, Paige. Appreciate it. Hey, if you get a chance, you see Bodie, could you tell him to come up here? Bodie. Yeah, all right. We'll see if we can get Bodie up here real quick. Because he doesn't know we were following him as far as I know. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Paige was just saying that they were showing video of her, and she's like, wait a second, where did that come from? So I think Bodie's going to see if he can make his way over here after he does his other stuff. There's Kevin Polish having a conversation with his mom and some of the other archers. So this is what happens. Now it is storytelling hour, folks. So what's going to happen is every one of these archers is going to go to the other archer that they care about, and they're going to say, hey, how'd you do? How'd you shoot? And then you're going to say, well, I shot whatever, you know, a 280. I shot a 284 with 11 X's, or I shot a 300 with 30 X's. Go ahead, grab a seat, bro.
Can only take a photo real quick.
Yeah, we're live on the air, but yeah, do what you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We
Well,
got
everybody,
time.
Bodie's here. So Bodie, thanks for joining us. What you didn't know is that we were just basically isolated camera on you for the entire shoot.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we were watching you shoot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The last one looked a bit of an arrow call, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was a little bit lower. It looked better once we got down there.
Oh, okay, it did. How'd it feel?
Felt okay.
First couple ins, you were shaking your head.
It was
and
probably
like,
the worst 30X I've ever shot in my life, but it's a 30X. Yeah.
Why the worst? Just a struggle bus today?
I
or
just
what?
couldn't get left and right good whatsoever. I had like 10 clicks during my practice in just to get off the left side of the X. And I was like, I just couldn't figure it out, but it got it centered up a little bit more.
Lighting, you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I got it figured out about halfway through, so.
All right, so on your last arrow, right before your last arrow, we did see you take a deep breath. So were there any nerves out there today?
Not bad, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that last one, I just wanted to break a little bit faster so the nerves didn't have time to kick in, but I was able to. It broke a little too fast, I guess. But
what release are you shooting? Because we were
I'm shooting the
about that.
Stan Onyx clicker.
Okay, so how does that work exactly?
So it's a thumb button with a click in it.
Okay, so yeah.
So I draw back and aim, hit my click, and then just squeeze all the way through it until it went off.
Ah, okay. Can you dump that trigger if some hack like me decided to? Or is the click kind of like the first step in the process and you couldn't really just like grab it?
You can adjust the click out of it if for some reason you weren't sure if you wanted a click in it.
Yeah.
You could get it, and then if you didn't like the click, you could adjust the click out of it as well.
Okay. All right, what bow are you shooting right now?
Super X.
How is it?
I like it, yeah. I've shot that bow really well so far this season, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to see you shooting?
Sure.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're gonna queue up some video. Did you know about Archery Plus and what's going on Archery
I didn't,
Plus?
no.
All right. So here's the deal. This is enhanced coverage. You know, it's the first time we've kind of done this from Vegas.
Yep.
Right now, it's kind of streaming on YouTube. It's on Competition Archery Media, and it's on Archery Plus, which is archery.tv. And so that QR code behind you, whatever, people, we've had it on the screen. People can scan it.
Cool.
So we got, yeah, there it is. So for people, you can scan that if you're watching, and you can sign up. So we got enhanced coverage tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to show today's 10K-a-Day, which you're going to shoot in a little bit.
Yep.
We got tomorrow's 10K-a-Day, and then we're going to show the last line that you guys shoot on Sunday as well.
Okay.
All that's going to be free.
Very cool.
But then the Vegas shoot is going to be $5.
Okay.
But the money goes to the NFA Foundation and the Youth Scholarship Fund. So anybody who spends on it, and then you can actually get a subscription to Archery Plus for $30.
Okay.
But you have a special code, and it's $25 for the year. And then you get all the video on demand. Do you? I know that you do. Where are we at with school with you right now?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, right? So you're still going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when I come up to Washington again in June.
Yep.
Well, I was there. We shot field. Your last day of school? Was that the last day of school? I think.
It might have been right after. No, because we got out.
You were in school because I had to wait until you got out of school, got your bow, and came, and we shot 14, and then you left the next day to go somewhere, Montana or something.
Yeah, I think I was going to Montana most likely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're a junior in school now.
Yep.
So, but do you did you watch like the stuff that goes on in the summertime? Sorry. By the way, you're not in the picture.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what do you mean by watch what happens in the summertime?
Like, do you watch archery online? Do you ever you watch competition stuff?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Archery Plus is a good option. Now let's watch the replay. All right. This is you shooting your bow. Look pretty good.
Yeah. That one maybe hit the middle.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the middle.
Yeah.
This one looked really good. This last end, though, were you, like your shot cycle seemed to go a little bit quicker than normal.
Yeah, I was just trying to get my left and right back in the middle.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
This one kicked bad. This is my last one. This one kicked pretty bad. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it was there, but then it kicks. That's what happens sometimes with these Morel bells.
Yeah, I don't think I had a single arrow that didn't kick today.
I was shooting this morning, and see the pigeon that flies around this place?
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Yeah, so Phil, I'm just calling him Phil the pigeon. I have no idea.
Yep.
I don't know. Don't disrespect to Phil if his name is Billy Bob. I don't know. But Phil the pigeon, I was on 144 here, and he flew just as I was getting ready to release right by, and it startled me, and the arrow kicked so hard that my
just
knock
smoked him out of there. I mean,
dude, come on. There's Phil.
Yep.
There's Phil getting after it. But like, dude, my arrow kicked so hard that the knock was actually like in front of target 2.
yeah, I had a couple where I like center punched it and my knock was in the red.
Yeah, like
there
it's
was
pretty
quite a few
gnarly.
of those.
All right, well, Bodie,
Yeah.
30 on today. Thanks so
Yep,
much for
thank you.
talking to us.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us watch you shoot.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
was awesome. And good luck with the 10K a day.
Yeah.
Did you sign up for it?
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
go grab some different arrows, but yeah.
Oh, you're going skinnies?
23s.
Oh, okay,
But
fair
yeah.
enough. All right, see ya. We'll explain. Yeah, thanks, Bodie. All right, well, yeah, we got to let him go shoot because. So here's the thing: you can, if you're in the championship classes, whether it's recurve or youth championship or the class that just shot, or even in the senior category, you have to sign up for the 10K a day. It's a little extra fee to sign up for it. So if you shot a 300 and you didn't gamble, I mean, it's Vegas, folks. If you didn't gamble on yourself and you shot a 300, you're not participating in 10K for a day. For the most part, there's been some people the first year that didn't sign up for it, that shot 300s that were upset. So I think most people just take the risks on themselves at this point and they do it. So I can't imagine how many, as we're trying to figure out score-wise. So did I give you guys a final count in terms of how many people in the championship category ended up shooting cleanly? The internet here is not great, but all right, so all told, after day one, it's going to be 74 shooters just in that one category alone. In the women's, with Paige here, you saw that it was 11 shooters. So if all 11 of the women in the championship compound female were able to, or they signed up for it. And then you have the 4 that were clean in the championship compound senior category. And if I'm not mistaken, I also think that, well, I know in compound flights, but there was, there's also championship compound youth that shoots that can see some 300s as well. So you'll want to stick around for that coverage. That's going to be coming up here in a few minutes. We might step away, take a little bit of a break, but in terms of me chit-chatting to you, but we'll be back when the 10K a day thing starts. But for now, I have another guest that's on the way, so we'll be sticking around for a little while longer, so you don't want to touch that dial, as we say. Huh? Older people, get it? Don't touch, turn it. Yeah, back in the day, you used to turn it. Forget how. Oh, Bruce Cull's here. Bruce, grab a seat, my friend. Put that on for me.
I will do it.
Bruce Cull, president of the NFA Foundation, the brainchild behind the Vegas shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, that's enough.
You ever shoot a 300 in Vegas?
No.
All right.
When I shot Vegas, they didn't shoot a 300 round.
Yeah.
That's how long ago it was.
Okay.
So we won't talk about when.
All right, Bruce, come closer to me. We're going to
Okay.
get you framed up on the camera here.
All right.
All right, there we go. All right. So behind your head, let's talk a little bit about the coverage. Obviously, we're streaming live right now.
Yep.
Great numbers, people watching this and watching you. So tell me a little bit about what's going on with the coverage this weekend and what's going to happen on Sunday.
You know, we're really excited this year to finally be able to do what I think to give credit to archery like it should be. The final event is the only one that we're going to charge for. And it's, we thought of a really good way to do it. It's going to cost $4.99. And it's literally the Vegas shoot-off that we're going to do that for. And, you know, it's something that I think has been overdue. I think that we've got really good equipment. We're going to have really good coverage. I think it's something that people are going to make worth their while to watch. And the big thing is, you know, this isn't a lot of money, but hopefully it's more than, you know, than we're expecting, because all that money goes to our foundation and goes to the youth scholarships that we give away here. And, you know, we give $30,000 worth of scholarships. And it's, you know, everybody thinks, oh yeah, this is the biggest tournament in the world. Well, it is. And all I can tell you is, from a business standpoint, nobody probably want to buy it.
Yeah.
Because we don't make any money. And, you know, we're not supposed to. But it's nice to have something to promote the sport. And, you know, this is just a great way to do it. I think, you know, I thought about it for years. We tried it one time years ago. I think we were premature, but I mean, this is the modern age. I mean, this is what it is, and we really, you know, need the money to help promote and to perpetuate those kids.
Yeah, plus all the extra coverage you're going to get on this channel too. I mean, we're doing
Oh
this.
yeah, and then
You know, we've been on the air now for almost 2.5 hours
Yep.
with this coverage, and more to come because we have the 10K a day. We're going to be on tomorrow doing this line, but it's going to be at noon, and then the 10K a day. Then we're
And
going to
the
do
lucky dog the next day.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, you know, we have the World Archery Indoor World Finals. We have the Vegas shoot. So there's a ton of coverage. I mean, let's talk about the demands of the consumer, of the fan out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this being the largest shoot needs to be covered the best that it can. I mean, you know, we need to get that word out there. We need it to be in a professional format, and we're excited to finally do this. You know, Archery Plus, which is basically a subsidiary of World Archery, I mean, I'm glad that they had the insight, you know, and the knowledge with the people they've got to start to do this, because neat things. I mean, we've just evolved, you know. And I'm still old school. You know, I'm going to turn 30 one of these years. But, you know, $5 is like 50 cents was not very many years ago.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's a cup of coffee, or even less than a cup of coffee
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it's $5, but the fact that you guys are actually doing it in a way that's going to benefit youth scholarships
Yeah.
is a great way to do it.
And, you know, the other part of that is all the, what's the right word for it when you watch it later? The
Video on demand, the VOD.
Yeah.
The kids call it VOD, video on demand.
the highlight. There's the word I'm looking for.
The highlights.
Yeah, the highlights.
Oh, the highlights.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the highlights.
Those are all free.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not like we're trying to, you know, put it to anybody. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. You're not trying to take archery away from the masses.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? And to hide it away into a corner.
Yeah.
It's actually done in a different way. Yeah, so all the highlights from these events are all going to be out there.
Absolutely. And you know, what the future holds, I guess we'll find out. I mean, we obviously we've got 4,500 people in the Vegas shoot alone. We've got another 1,200 in the subsidiary events we had, like the Nevada NASP and Break the Barriers and the state JOAD national or state championship. You know, we got 6,000 bodies here shooting, and probably triple that. So, you know, we're probably in the 15,000 range for actual people. I mean, archery is something.
It's something.
I'm glad to be a part of that, and, you know, to perpetuate it into the next level, wherever that may go.
All right, let me ask you a real question here.
A real question.
I mean, they've all been real questions, but this one is this one actually, like, it pulls all of your expertise as an archery guru. There's 74 people that have shot perfect in the Championship Open compound category.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah.
What's the number? I'm gonna write. I know my number. I'm gonna write Paige's number down because she was in with us the whole time. What do you think the cut's gonna be when we get to? What are we at, Bruce? $58,000.
$58,000. Yep.
So what? You've known this. You know the pressure of it.
How many are going to be in the shoot-off? Is that your question?
How many? One of these guys could take it. Plus, unfortunately, Bodie Turner was in with us, so he's added to this list.
Yep. I'm going to tell you right now that it's going to be my prediction that we're going to have a brand new winner this year.
Okay, brand new. Yep.
Somebody that hasn't won before.
Yep.
And we're going to have 27 shooters. And who had that?
Me.
27. Look, see.
Let's go 27.
What's the smart minds think alike?
Think alike? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So two dumb ones. Do they?
Yeah, that may be two. No, you know,
Paige thinks 21.
Yeah, and actually, I went a little strong because we've been at that number before.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, you know, the interesting thing is this year, you know, with all the talk about how great some people have shot at some of the World Series events.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going, oh, you know, we're going to have so many more in it. And I said, you know, we need to have somebody shoot 90Xs first. That's never happened here.
And only 3 people are clean so far.
Yeah, exactly. And they're at a third done. You know, so yeah, that's something that you know, the pressure of Vegas is unlike anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the only proof I can tell you is when I look back over the years we've run it, so 25 years, I look down the list, and you know, there was 12 in it, and 13, and 18, and 21, and 14, 5.
The year.
And then 24, and then 21.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 5.
Yeah,
and
5, yeah.
What was significant about that year? 50th anniversary, and the first time we paid $50,000.
Hello.
So let me tell you,
it was
money talks in several different ways.
It does.
And you know, I think it's cool because it's brought archery to a new level. I believe I'm right. Some of the historians out there may want to challenge me on this, but according to our records, this is the first year that we're now over 50% of the Vegas shoots have been won with a perfect score. Let that sink in.
Oh, I see.
In other words,
Yep.
in 1999, it was a one arrow down.
Yep.
You know, and I remember going to the shoot in the 80s, and they were trying to figure out ways to have a shoot off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because not everybody shot the same
right.
high score. Yeah.
Bottom line is the scores have come up dramatically.
Yeah.
Technology, obviously the equipment that the manufacturers are making, you know, and our sponsors are cutting edge when it comes to that. But and then the individual pressure that they all put on each other. I mean, they've gone into a new era.
And that's really important to know. If you're not someone who shoots a perfect score, still come here, because just being around those shooters is going to make you a better shooter.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think it's interesting, out of 58 years, this will be the first one where over 50%
Perfect
will
score.
be won. And by the way, that still has to be done.
Yeah.
But I would bet a lot of money that we will have a shoot-off.
There's probably going to be a couple 900s.
We'll have a shoot-off for sure.
All right, Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. 10K
Awesome.
a day. What time is that coming
you know,
up? Do
we're
we know?
getting ready. You know, we had an interesting thing happen this year.
Yeah.
Not only did we set a record with history, but we actually can't fit all the championships in the championship arena.
I saw that.
So right now we have a handful of people shooting the preferred arenas that are in the championship division.
So we got to wait for them to finish
Right,
shooting.
and they're right behind us. But
by the way, what was the largest growing championship class this year? Do you know?
The largest, well, sure, the flights.
No, championship.
Oh, championship. You know, I don't.
Seniors.
Oh, see, okay.
Championship senior division was the largest. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a good, you know, the other thing is just the numbers I've looked at, and I haven't analyzed them like I should yet, but, you know, we broke over 1,000 kids. That's
Amazing.
a great thing.
Yeah.
Because you never want to see the seniors grow and the kids not grow.
No.
So that was awesome to see. The other thing is I saw a bare bow recurve number that almost shocked me.
Really?
I think we're 400. But, you know, the really cool one, which is still what makes Vegas what it is the flights.
Oh, yeah.
We got 2,000 people.
Yeah.
We got 40-some flights.
It's amazing.
You know, and that's the crapshoot. That's what I would come here for, and that's what the majority come here for. So really cool.
Well, Bruce, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on this unbelievable growth. 4,491 people as of a couple hours ago. I mean, from 3,960?
Yep, last year.
Right?
Yep.
Incredible growth.
Yeah.
And do not forget that if you get on Archery Plus and you get that for that $499, the Vegas shoot, Bruce is going to tell us where the shoot's going to be next year and when it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Because he's not giving it away, and I'm not giving it away, but it's going to make a lot of people very happy. And you know what? One of the biggest reasons is the growth. We have outgrown this place, and this tournament needs more room, and they need you there. So thanks a lot, Bruce.
Yep.
Have fun the rest of the day.
All right.
I'm sure we'll get to talk to you again.
And thanks, everybody, for watching.
All right. Appreciate it. All right, so as Bruce rolls out, we got another big dog rolling in here. I can't wait to talk to him. We had so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the is this? Yeah, I would love that piece of paper. This, everybody who's qualified.
We're still waiting for two people shooting in the preferred.
Two people shooting at the preferred arena. Okay.
We have 81 clean here.
Yeah.
2 missing there.
81 clean here, and they've all signed up for the 10K a day. Okay, got it. Okay, great.
You should refresh that webpage you got open.
I should. Go ahead, put your headset on. We're live, Steven. So,
Yeah.
Steve Anderson joins me. Let me refresh. This is refreshed, actually.
Scroll to the bottom. We got 2 still in play, so they're at the very bottom.
Oh. Aren't they juniors? Aren't they kids?
Nope. Oh.
No, this is Aero Average. So, like, this is Championship Compound Open for here.
So go to the bottom of the 10 average. Okay, so there's still 3 in play. Lewis Holmes,
18. Lewis
Siney,
Holmes.
and Shearer.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so just to give you an idea of some of the printouts that we get. So this is the list so far with just 2 people, 3 people that are in question right now as to if they're going to be clean or not, because those archers are part of this category, but they started a little bit later.
Yeah, because of the overflow. They got stuck in the other arena.
Yeah.
So
that's why you're able to join me, because Steve,
we're waiting it out.
you shot perfect.
Hey, If you got nothing better to do when you're here, right?
Yeah.
You might as well hit them all. Yeah. I mean,
Is that?
no,
Oh.
I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I had enough. I knew I had enough game to maybe, sneak one, and I did. I just need to sneak 2 more.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
How many people we got watching right now?
a couple thousand.
Really?
Yeah. A couple thousand people are watching. They're very interested in what's going on. And I know our producer's asking me to do what? What did you want me to explain, producer? Oh. All right. So we still have people that are waiting around here because we're waiting for 10K a day. And, of course, it's anybody who's in championship classes, any a bow, all shooting perfect 300s, and they're all going after $10,000. But, Steve, how do you win the $10,000?
So if you signed up, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
and you shoot a 300, you're eligible. Then we go in and we do basically a series of 1-arrow shoot-offs. First arrow, I think you just have to hit a 10. Might be an X, whatever. First arrow, 10. Second arrow, you just have to hit an X. And then third arrow is where it gets real interesting. You got to hit a perfect inside-out X without touching the line on any side. So, yeah, you got a size of a penny, X-ring the size of a penny, and so I can't remember what the spec is. It's 2 mil.
I'm never going to be a weatherman or weather person.
Yeah, it's 2 centimeters, 20 mil. And your arrows, most of it, like some guys switch to smaller arrows, but most of us are still shooting a normal, say a 27 diameter arrow. So that's like, I don't know, 10 mil or 11.
I mean, it's, you have a mil or something. If you center punch it, it's a mil and a half maybe?
Yeah, on each side.
On each side, yeah.
Yeah, it's
because it's been done.
It's tough.
It's been done. The first 10K a day was won by an inside-out 27.
Yes.
However, you shoot Hoyt. What bow you shooting?
I shoot a Hoyt Stratos 40.
The Stratos 40. That, of course, is denoting the axle to axle.
Yeah, 40-inch axle.
And you shoot Easton arrows.
Shoot Easton arrows,
So
X27s,
Okay.
aluminum 2712.
Aluminium for
Aluminium.
life. Unless you're shooting 3D.
Well, I got to ask where people are watching from. Do we have that data?
All over the place.
Okay,
This
then
is worldwide. Some people are up late watching this, so aluminum.
Aluminum or aluminium?
Yeah.
Whatever flavor you prefer. But don't taste them.
Yeah, stay away from that.
Yeah.
Carbon's in the outdoor. But you're sponsored by Easton, right?
Yeah, I used to also be an employee there.
Yeah, so Easton just came out with the Parallel.
X10
X10 Parallel.
Yeah.
Would you? Oh, no, we're not going to do that, are we? Okay. I know you can't hear my producer, but this is what they decided to do to you, Steve. And thank you so much for coming here. We're going to watch your wife shoot an arrow. Well,
okay, this from last year?
No, this was from,
this is from
earlier today.
Is this the one she accidentally dumped?
Yeah, she dumped it.
Yeah, she had one. She came off the wall. Yeah, she came off the wall and fired one.
Linda, he just laughed. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She came off the wall, off the back wall, and fired it.
Yeah.
How from your perspective, because we haven't had a chance to talk to Linda. She's still happy, smiling. She
waved at the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How good is it that she's back out competing?
It's good for her, She just likes it, so yeah, she's.
But how difficult did you see her go through? I mean, because didn't she shoot a tournament when she was like 8 months pregnant?
She made the podium at Reading, I think. So Reading's in May. She was 7 months pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, it's good to have her back out shooting. She's not shooting as much as she'd like to. She's a real high volume person, so she would shoot a lot at home, right? And that was like her life. If she didn't shoot, how like people who run like get kind of antsy if they're not running.
Yeah.
So I'm told. She kind of got that way if she wasn't shooting. So yeah, it was good for her to be back out and shooting a little bit. Again, not as much as she'd like to, but she gets to compete, and that's fun for her.
All right, Steve, I got to ask you this question. We're looking at this video right here.
Yeah, they're examining a pizza.
Okay, but Bodie, all right, so Paige was in here.
Oh, yeah.
And Paige has said that she's on a mission to get Bodie a girlfriend.
Okay.
Because she thinks it's the next step to slow him down.
Yeah, we would all like that. So the girl to Bodie's north in the white Ferrari shirt.
Yes.
I hunt birds with her dad.
Okay.
Yeah, her name's JC.
Yeah?
And I think
Love
her and
that
Bodie
sweatshirt.
have hung out a little bit.
All right, roger that.
Yeah, so there's something there, but I don't need to, like,
No, I'm not
You know,
asking you to. I'm just saying that hashtag find Bodie a girlfriend was something that started in this broadcast a little bit earlier because of your friend Paige Pierce, because she's on a mission.
You know, what is she worried about?
I don't know.
She's not taking her money.
I know. I was thinking, like, wait a second. Why are you involved? Because you know how Paige.
She's an inherent matchmaker.
Yeah. Plus, she's also kind of like the, if you were to say that this is a paddock, right? She's like the paddock mom.
She's a connector.
Yeah, she's a connector.
Yeah.
She wants to make sure everybody's happy, getting things rolling and stuff. So, but I don't know. But there is the Tate factor.
They're going in on that pizza. Is it being shared? Like, is everyone taking a bite? I think it's a solo pizza consumption right now.
See, now Bodie's telling stories.
Yeah.
You know. And listen, a 30 will get you a girlfriend. A 29X might not.
Well, he got himself a 30, right?
He did. He did. The last one looked low. It kicked, though, and they got to the target, and they said no dramas.
I think the 30 is whatever. I think that, 90 grand-ish that Bodie won when he was 15 years old will get him a girlfriend. So.
Well, it'd make it easier to take him on dates.
Yeah, he could definitely afford it.
I know he drives now because I went to Washington to Skookum Archers. Shout out Skookum Archers. So I normally, we have a race out there, motorcycle race. It's in Shelton. So when I land in Seattle, I normally get my flight early in the morning. And then I go to the archery range, and I called Bodie, text him, and he's like, I'm in school. What do you want? It's the last day of school for me. And I'm like, well, I'm at your local range. And he was actually really cool about it. He was like, all right, I'm going to be out of school at this. I got 30 minutes to get to the house to grab my bow, and then we can shoot half a round. And I'm like, cool, I'll be here. So I hung out there's a shop kind of in the parking lot, really nice guys that were hanging out. So we got to hang out, and then I got to shoot with them and stuff. So I think the reason I bring it up, I think he had only been driving for like 2 or 3 months at that point.
Yeah.
And that was last June, maybe last June or something. So anyway.
It's wild, everything about that, I was shooting with him the year he won. On the first 2 days, we were on the same target, and he was hopeful that we're sharing a bail again. I think he thinks mistakenly that I might be a good luck charm. So.
All right, Steve, we want your opinion on something. The TV truck does.
I have an opinion.
Okay, so they're going to actually ask me the question. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. That's right. What's your opinion of this? You know what that is, first of all?
It's I don't know. What is it, a recurve bowstringer or something?
Wow. First of all, that's a compound shooter who just shot the line. Number 2, that is what you get in your swag bag that the NFA gives you this year.
I saw it.
It's for it's for your luggage. Like, it's a luggage strap.
Oh, it's a luggage strap.
Yeah,
so you know it's yours on the belt, or so that it gets lost and clogs up the belt.
Yeah, okay, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that bit. But yes, so you know it's yours.
Definitely, he's been watching Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Oh,
I can tell.
100%.
Yeah, I like it, especially for 10K a day. Bring the energy.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't make 10K a day, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, that was just from the line earlier.
Big fan energy then. Bring the energy.
Big fan energy.
Yep.
All right, Steve, I've been asking, and I know you're part of this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. All right, there's numbers written down on pieces of paper. I got Paige's number. I got Bruce Cull's number. We're sitting at 73.
73 clean.
73 clean at the moment. It looked like one of the 3 dropped, so it's Louis Holmes and Aman Sani from India. All right, so if they're clean, if they end up staying clean, they still have 3 ends to shoot, or 4 ends, 3 ends.
9 arrows to go.
Yeah, 3 ends to shoot. All right, so let's say we stay at 73. We're either going 73 or we're going 71.
Possibly 71. Yeah.
How many make it Sunday to the finals?
I'm trying to remember years past. I think this is going to be one of the highest numbers of clean after day 1. I think I predicted earlier in the year like 25.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I'm going to amend that prediction if I did make one. I'm going to say there's 23 clean.
Wow. Okay.
And then a lucky dog.
Okay.
What did they pick?
I picked 27. Bruce picked 27. Paige went with 21.
Okay.
Something tells me after the brain power that Bruce and I have together that it's probably going to be close to 23 or 21. You guys
considering I'm one of the 71 to 73, it's hard to say, I'll often look at like heavy hitters who dropped one, and then, so then you got maybe younger guys or less experienced people in there, and like Chris Sheff, Vegas champion, he's out. Let's go back down to the 1 downs. I count it that way a little easier. Robin Yatma, he's out.
Great
Austin
shooter.
Taylor, Nick Cappers, both good shooters, very capable. Nico Viner, he was in last year. He's out. Yeah, Chris, as I mentioned, Matt Burns made the final at Lancaster. He's down 1. There's a lot of, let's go down a little bit more. There's a lot of
Kevin Polish with down 1.
A lot of good shooters. Drew Hortman was in last year. He's out. Jace Boyles, Jesse Broadwater. Quite a bit. Carson Sapp has shot a handful of 900s. So yeah,
Jacob Pettit. Jacob Pettit's another one who's possible.
My guy.
Bridger Deaton, who is, you know, as of late hasn't been, but a 299 for him.
Does he say hello to you way too loudly?
Bridger?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Just pay attention next
We have
time. some
history though, so but
okay.
he's always been super nice to me.
Yeah. He says hello really loud.
You were in the middle of that history.
I don't remember. Is there like big drama?
I mean, I can't tell the story without making me sound like an egomaniac, because it's not the case. But
we'll tell it later.
It was U.S. Archery eliminations for nationals.
Did you beat him?
I beat him. Well, he beat himself.
Oh, I remember this.
So
now.
I knocked. But me beating him, or me advancing and he didn't advance, a better way to put it, knocked him off the team.
Yeah, it cost him the World Cup team, huh?
And then after him, I went to shoot against Yaza, and then Yaza fell to me.
That's right. You were making a run.
And then I get to you.
Who won?
I got to you. I made it all the way to the final 8, and I come up against you, and I said, how far in this tournament do I have to go to give someone my resume? And you laugh like that, and then you stomped on me. I don't know if you remember this or not.
I do.
Was
it US Open?
It was the U.S. Open. Yeah, it was the windy one. Remember Saturday, it was blowing like 30, 40 miles an hour. We're in Indiana.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Indiana won, and so
everyone
everybody
had massive problems. After that.
Like target panic, soreness,
huge ginches.
Yeah, huge. And so that's my style of shooting. So I was just cruising.
Oh,
9, 9, 10, 9, 9, 10. So we get to the finals, or we get to we're shooting. You went by the third end. You were down 1x.
I was crushing
it. And we were walking to the target, and some guy who I'm not going to mention turns to you and says, do you remember this?
No.
You keep this up, you're going to break the world record.
Oh, I would have. Yeah.
I was so pissed.
You don't go into those with the expectation of that.
But that's the thing, though. I was angry because it's like if you're pitching a no-hitter, everybody gets away from the pitcher.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like one of those things where I was like, why did you just do that? Plus, to be honest, this story for me in my archery is a good story. But it would have been better had you broken the world record with 13 X's.
Yeah.
I mean, or 14.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe I don't want to say this and sound mean, like you didn't want to sound egotistical. But maybe I almost can't say it. Maybe it's your only story. I'm just kidding. I'm just talking to you.
No, I got another one.
Okay.
Okay. You know, the other one is the first one.
Oh, yeah. When you made the podium at the USA Nationals.
Field.
Yeah. Greg made the podium. USA Field Nationals.
Who's on the podium? You won.
Yeah.
Jesse Broadwater second. Me third.
Yeah. I was not yet the world field champion.
Oh, okay. All right.
But you effectively you took third to 2 world field champions.
I did.
Day. Yeah.
100 and, don't quote me on this, it was like 126 points down. There were only 3 of us in the tournament. But I got the medal. It hangs on my wall. I got the photo.
Yeah.
It was my first,
Yeah, you can't take it away from you.
No.
We were just thankful you were there, so it wasn't just us staring at each other being weird, shooting by ourselves, you know?
If you ever want to hear the story of the first target of that tournament, come see me sometime. Come to a shoot.
Airmailed through the milk carton. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So why did everybody turn their feed off?
Yeah.
All right, look, by the way, if you're just joining us in this feed, we have had a complete day of shooting. We're not 100% finished yet with the championship division, as we have had, and Bruce Cull was in here. Basically, there's not enough bales in this arena to have everybody in the championship class shoot off. So we're still waiting for some final stuff to be done. And then we're going to go to the 10K-a-day shoot which is everybody who shot perfect in the championship class who paid the money to be in the thingy, they're going to shoot. Steve's going to be in it, but that's why he's joining us right now, killing time because of that. But we also want to let you know about Archery Plus, all right?
They're giving target assignments now.
Okay, well, you listen to that. You listen to that, and then I'm going to talk about Archery Plus. So here we are, Archery Plus. You go to archerytv.com, or you know what's better? Take your phone and just scan that QR code. And that's going to bring you to the website that's going to give you this coverage here, okay, for the rest of the year. We're talking about World Archery stuff, talking about the Vegas shoot on Sunday. So today's coverage is provided for you. Tomorrow's coverage is provided for you. And then some bonus coverage on Sunday as well until we get to the Vegas shoot. Then it's going to be $4.99. But the money you spend on the Vegas shoot is going to get you a couple things. Number one, that money is going to go directly to the NFA Foundation and Youth Scholarship Program. And number two, it's going to give you video on demand of the Vegas Shoot 2024 for the rest of time. So it's Archery Plus. That is going to have tons of content that's added to it during the course of the season. So if you're an archery fanatic like I am, like Steve used to be, you're going to absolutely love it. And if you want to just get the subscription, it's $30 for the season, for the entire year. And you're going to get video on demand, and you're going to get World Archery stuff, and blah, 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 blah. So definitely go scan that QR code, Archery Plus, and start telling your friends about it too. Archery Plus, that's the new brand we're talking about, a central location for archery coverage. You definitely want to check it out. All right, where are you shooting, Steve? You got it?
I don't know yet. I'm so far down on the X count list that they haven't found a place for me yet. So.
Oh, yes, so far down the X count.
Yeah, I was pretty far down. 23. Really nice back half, though. 14 on the back half.
Did you see the bottom? The last 300 that we
saw? Yeah, Sam Smith, 300 with 13X.
I love it.
I want to talk to him about it because that's harder to do than shooting a 30X.
100%.
But congrats to him. Just living on the edge, probably feeling sick the whole time.
Oh, I mean, a 313X was probably a massive battle all day long.
Think about like the feeling you get when you make kind of an edgy shot and you're like, oh no, no. And then it kind of compounds into the next shot. And then he did that 30 times. I mean, he did it the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So of the 71 people we have that are done shooting that have 300s in the championship open category, we still have two
to go.
Yeah, we have 2 to go, including the very popular, very personable Louis Holmes.
Yeah.
So they should have 6 arrows left to shoot.
They're probably
3 arrows now.
Probably ahead of what? Oh, there it is.
Yep. So Louis at 25 X's.
I might have to leave.
I think you're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and do this thing? Good luck, my friend. All right.
If
I hope you win the 10,000. Yes.
I'm buying all my coworkers ice cream, and then I'm putting $1,000 on red.
He just got called. 153 for Steve Anderson. And Alan Burnetta. Good for Alan, man. I love that cat. Good for him. And then there was me. All by myself. Oh, wait. We don't want to get a strike for that. So hopefully we won't get a strike for, of course, sorry about those 100 people that just left. And if AI even recognizes that song, that'd be a miracle. Lico setting up a target. So this is getting ready for the 10K-a-Day shoot-off. It happens twice. We're going like 10s to X's to inside-out X's. And whoever ends up on top, man, woman, recurve, doesn't make a difference. As long as you shot a 300 and you're in the championship category, then you're good to go. So I do want to talk. There's Alan Berlinetta. Love that guy. All right, so I want to talk to you a little bit about flights. So if you've been watching this coverage this whole time, first of all, thank you. As I been talking a long time. I'll be lucky if my voice holds up by Sunday. Let's talk about flights. So you don't have to be an amateur to shoot flights. Okay, you don't have to be a pro to shoot championship. You can shoot anything that you want here at the Vegas tournament. Most of the time, pros are going to shoot championship. A lot of peer pressure, that type of thing. But let's talk about it. So Bruce Cull was in here, and he said the 2,000 shooters are shooting in the flights category. So generally that's a compound open category for amateurs. We'll shoot in that class. So with 2,000 people, I mean, you can't really have a single winner. People wouldn't show up and shoot. So we have on Friday, you're going to shoot, which is today, you're going to shoot a score. And that is total score 300 or lower plus 30 X's or lower. Then you're going to shoot another score on Saturday. Then they're going to peer group you. And so basically you're going to shoot around the people that shot the similar scores to what you shot on Sunday. But how they do that is they're going to group you in a group of like, I can't remember exactly. I want to say it's like 30 or 40 shooters, and they call it a flight. So flight number 1 is going to have your highest score, your highest X count shooters in flight number 1. And flight number 1 has a purse available for it, okay? And so what happens is that when you look at the flights, flight number 1 is the highest paying purse. It is the best of the best, and so on and so forth. Now, to give you an idea, this is the list of flights and the payouts for flights. And it's a very small text, so I'm going to take a look here. So compound flights. If you're in flight number 1, you win like $3,500. And then they start to pay down in flight number 1 all the way down to 35 position. And like when you get to flight number 2, the winner wins $1,500. Flight number 3 is $1,250. Flight number 4 is $1,150 US. And they pay all the way down to flights 42. So like, let's say for instance that you have one of the worst rounds of your life, where you come here and you're one of the lowest shooter scores or whatever. If you can pull it together on the last day and you win flight number 33, you're going to win 95 bucks. If you're second, you win 80 bucks. So that's the way flights work. You shoot for 2 days. Think of it almost as like a qualifying score, and then they break you up into flights. And generally what you're going to find is most of your flight is going to be on the same, like the same score, and maybe 1 or 2 different on the X count for tiebreakers. Richard Deacon from Iowa. That's who he is. Richard Deacon from Iowa shot 23 X's. He's clean as he's going for that 10K shoot. I love it. 23 X's. 22 X's, sorry, 22 X's. Yeah, I'm looking for him right now on the list. Love seeing that. Okay. So let's see if those last 3 arrows were scored in the other arena for the last 2 shooters. Not quite yet. So Louis Holmes and Aman Saini from India are at 270 points out of a possible 270 to date. Louis Holmes has 25 X's, and Aman has 20 X's. So they're going to be the freshest shooters. They're literally going to have to come off the line right in here, and they're probably going to pile them on bales like 164 and 165, and they will finish up. We're starting on bales 124 in the arena, so we don't go all the way down. So it starts at 121, so the first 3 bales are empty, and then we have 2 shooters per bale. And some people, this is where it gets interesting as well. There's a couple different strategies that are going to go on here. Number 1 is, do you go for a single spot or a 3 spot? Because you're only going to shoot 1 arrow at a time, and that arrow gets pulled. So does your brain like to focus on a single spot? That's one strategy. The second strategy is going to be on your arrows. As Steve Anderson was noting, he's got 27 diameter arrows, the biggest arrows that you have, and he's going to try to shoot those arrows and try to shoot those inside out. There is no room for error. However, there will be plenty of shooters and plenty of different manufacturers of arrows that have the skinny arrows, the outdoor arrows, the ones that you would use if you were shooting 50 meter or something you would see a Olympic recurve shooter shoot. Do you break those arrows out? Have you set your bow up well enough to be able to shoot both of those arrows? And do you use those skinnies to give yourself the better opportunity to shoot inside out? And so I think what Paige was saying was she was going to go for 23s, or somebody was telling me, maybe it was Bodie. Bodie's got 23s or whatever. So you have 27s that you're shooting. You have 23s, a smaller diameter arrow that you would use for World Archery. That's the largest diameter that World Archery allows in indoor competition, is the 23 diameter arrow. You have 25s, you have 26s. There are just a variety of arrows you can choose. And the reality of it is you're looking at aluminum arrows there from Easton. That's the X27, right? So the reality is you've got to figure out from an arrow standpoint. So you can see with that Shrewd Archery, that's a scope cover that you can use. Those are covering a couple skinny arrows right there. So whoever that is that? Okay, so there's a strategy right there. Things you have to think about. Having confidence in yourself that you're going to come to Vegas and pull off a 300 and give yourself a chance for 10,000 a day. And it's been won in a variety of ways. But it all depends how much confidence you have and how well your bow with the current setup do you have to give up. If you have a bow that's shooting 27s perfectly and you're ripping off 30Xs, do you take another bow? You have the option too. You could show up with 2 bows, 3 bows. There's no rules against it. You might have a bow that's set aside that you brought with you to Vegas that's all tuned in for the skinnier arrows. Those look like, for Sarah Lopez, that she doesn't have any skinny arrow strategy. She's got a lot of confidence. I mean, look, for some of these shooters, like kind of Steve, you know, indicated, Steve Anderson, who was in here, indicated for himself. And for, headband guy, he's got skinnies. He's ready to roll. I'm trying to see, he's got Easton aluminums. So chances are those are going to be Easton X10s. They could be the Pro Tour. They could be the regular X10s. They could be the new Parallel X10s, Parallel Pros. It's going to be interesting to see this year how that all pans out. All right, still waiting for those last scores to come in as we're waiting for our final 2 shooters in the championship compound open. As we await the last 3 arrows to be scored for Louis Holmes and Aman Saini from India in the other arena, jump on that QR code, get your Archery Plus subscription rolling. I'm going to step away for a second, and when we come back, we're going to be closer and closer to the 10K-a-Day shoot-off. I'll be back in a moment.
All right, competitors, you will be joined by 2 more shooters as soon as they get here. It'll be Louis Holmes on target 164 and Aman Saini on target 165. As soon as they get here, we will read the rules. We'll proceed with your first end of scoring. Remember, no practice end for this shoot-off. Reminder to spectators who are looking to participate in the Darton 6-hour binocular giveaway, which was scheduled for 5:30. That is going to take place directly after the shoot-off. Also, the Hoyt bow giveaway takes place immediately after the shoot-off. Tickets available at the Hoyt booth right now. And the drawing will take place as soon as the shoot-off is done. So we got 2 giveaways that are going to be happening right after this match. At the Darton booth, the 6-hour binocular giveaway, Hoyt bow choice giveaway at the Hoyt booth. Please welcome Louis Holmes and Amon Saini into the stadium. Louis, your target assignment is 164. Amon, your target assignment is 165. As soon as the targets are up and everybody is back on the line, we'll get started. We've got Brian and Bruce and Doug down on the floor for our officiating, and we'll have the complete reading of the rules before we start. Louis and Amon, give me a wave down there if you're ready to go. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the first of 2 championship 10K-a-Day shoot-offs here at the
Vegas Shoot 2024. And I'm obligated to give you the complete rules. This is very simple. The first arrow during sudden death will count the X as a 10. So the entire X is your 10. Each subsequent end will count the X as 10 scored inside out. There will be no practice ends. The last athlete standing will win the $10,000 prize. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the president of the Vegas Shoot, Bruce Call.
Okay, everybody, this is it, the $10,000 shoot-off. Everybody in attendance here, give them a big round of applause for getting here. This isn't easy at this shoot. And now, another little piece of history has been set. All the women on the shooting line, raise your hands. We have 11 women, which is 13% of these guys. Give them a huge round of applause. I didn't think I'd ever see that happen, but you know what? It's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get 50-50. All right, you've all heard the rules. You understand what we're doing here. One addition for you. Do not touch an arrow. The judges will go down. We call them, we pull them out as you're eliminated. The new thing, every time you stay in, you need to put up a new target if you're shooting a 1 spot. And if you're shooting a 3 spot, you can put up a new target or pick a different spot. Everybody understand? All right, this is your first official and only end scoring the X as 10 regular scoring. Archers to the line. Good luck.
And again, this is for score.
Hey, Greg White back with you as we get ready. This is no warm-up. We're going straight at it for score. And there's so many archers here. We're going to try to keep up with it. But it'll just take a little bit of time to determine who's in, who's out as they pull arrows and throw them on the ground. So I'm going to try to get you a couple. Problem is, like, no one hung up, not a ton of people held up their name, but you got to hit that X. Doesn't have to be an inside out X. You just got to hit the X to stay in the game. There's a lot of X's being shot down there too. Tim Gillingham, he's got 15 seconds, 14 seconds. He's got plenty of time. Lets it fly. Tim will tell you it's not his best game indoor, not his favorite, but he did switch manufacturers this year, shooting the Matthews and currently the TRX with his massive draw length of 33. And the archers are going to have to stop at that yellow line that's closest to the targets. And they'll stop at that line and they'll break out their binos and they'll have a look at the arrows that are closest. So if you see archers down there that have their binos out that are looking at them, it's because they're not 100% convinced it's in there.
As a reminder, competitors, please stay on the yellow
And so we are going to start. We're starting on basically our left side. Judges are going through. They're going to have a look. And arrows will be pulled and dropped on the floor for those generally happen. No. And we have just off to your left of that judge, you have Bodie, Turner, and Sawyer Sullivan, and everybody else just looking to try to see if Sawyer Sullivan's there. As you can see, targets being pulled down. So we have a couple judges working a couple different areas. And see, this is fun. This is when the archers just have a ton of fun, that don't take it too seriously, especially after that first arrow. This doesn't have any impact on, obviously, the outcome of the actual tournament, as Steve Anderson's going down there, having a couple chuckles. That generally means to me that Steve's out, that he probably missed it straight away. Kyle Douglas just behind Jimmy Lutz. There's Bodie Turner as well. Matthias Fullerton and Christopher Perkins, who didn't miss an X all day. He's kind of upper left part of your screen. Mike Schlusser in the mix. So you can see that's a 10 in normal scoring, but in this sudden death shoot-off, that actually scores as a 9 because only the innermost ring is scored as a 10 in this $10,000 10K-a-day shoot-off. All right, so it looks like we've lost a few. So now archers are going to pull their arrows. The ones that are left are going to pull their arrow. And then if they're shooting a 3-spot target, they can leave their targets up. If you're shooting a single spot target, you've got to replace it. Paige Pierce, who was joining us earlier, had great commentary, great time with Paige as she was waiting for this event. Just watching that execution. And you can see some reaction for some shooters. They're like, great, I move on. That's Sawyer Sullivan with the mop top. Jacob Marlowe. Obviously some hijinks going on down there.
As a reminder,
all right, so let's
counts the 10 inside out X
All right, so now this is inside out. So you're going to see if the archers have skinnier arrows than they would normally use in competition during our normal qualification rounds or normal scoring rounds, they're going to break them out now. This tournament, or this 10K-a-day shoot has been won in the past with full boat, biggest 27 arrows possible inside out. But it's rare.
Bruce, it's $10,000 on the line right now. Here we go.
So we lost probably 10% of the shooters. This going to inside out, we could see at least 60% of the shooters drop out or more just by one arrow. It wouldn't surprise me if this thing was won by 2, but if you have 1 or 2 shooters that are dialed in, this thing could go on for 4 or 5 ends. And because it's like both shooters, like if one shooter shoots an inside out arrow, the other shooter has to stay in it, right? So it's like highest score wins. So one person has to shoot an inside out in order to knock everybody else out who hasn't shot that inside out. And like I said, if people are confident that they can do this or really thinking about it, they'll go to skinnies. If not, they just go to big arrows. You'll see looks on people's faces. I'm having a quick look on the binos myself. Oh, I see one of them. It looks like definitely target 148. Nick Ingram has got an inside out with a skinny. So what I'm saying is all you need is one inside out. There's a couple big fat arrows down there that are inside out. So one inside out arrow is going to determine everything. Gillingham still at full draw, 12 seconds left. And he sends it, wasn't happy with it. So the highest score, the highest average. And you can see there's single spot right there on the right-hand side. That to me looks like an inside out, but the one on the target on the left looks like that touched the line. All it has to do is touch the line from the inside, and you're going to be out as long as we have one arrow. Yep. Inside out is the high score. So anybody who doesn't have their arrow completely inside out, they're gone. And you can see they're just ripping targets down. It's so much more relaxed when you're doing this. For a lot of shooters, they're going to tell you this is more luck than anything else. Looks like Plonsky's in. PJ Delouche out. Remington Boyer out. Shows that single spot. Well, Bowen is gone. And that's just on the side where, look at the attrition. I mean, this could be way more than what I predicted in terms of percentages. This is when you're going to have shooters be like, oh, come on, man, it's in. It's in. What are you talking about? It's in. It's got to be just a weird feeling having a judge go to your target, yank the arrow out, drop it on the ground, then pull your target off for you, saying you're out. Go to your room. Go to the casino. Looking towards the middle. Hackers down there. Lippincott. Pizarro. Jacob Sluzars, who's kind of in the middle. Looks like his might be just a little bit tall. Oh, Nick Ingram's just got such a great arrow down there. Using those skinnies. So here's a good look. So you have the 27, right? That's the middle part of your screen. And that thing is high, so that's going to be pulled down. But then you have the skinny arrow right next to it. That's high, so that's out. That's done. But this is like a recycle heaven right now with all the paper that's getting pulled off. Okay. Now, the question is, are they going to move everybody to the middle? They probably won't. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 left of the 80-something that started. So the same situation applies. Well, Paige is still down there. I don't see her with a target. Yeah, now no target for Paige. Oh, it looks like Sarah Lopez is still in. Nick Ingram is in. Saw that. I saw that inside out arrow.
It's the final 9.
Plonsky's still in. Shaw, are we down to 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shooters left.
Once again, if you're shooting one spot, that needs to be a fresh target base. If you're shooting a multi-spot, you can change it, or you must.
We're going to look at some archers actually arching. There's Tim Gillingham setting up for a shot. Look at that stabilizer setup. Inside the senior class, we call that the walker. Because if you looked at it, it looks like he's working a walker. Sarah Lopez extremely happy with hers. A little fist bump. Other archers just having a conversation about what they saw. Some of the biggest names got knocked out. Matthias Fullerton still in. Mike Schlusser still in. Sawyer Sullivan still in, of that top end heavy hitters. Sarah Lopez still in. All we need is one inside out arrow to set the benchmark. We got one out. Another one out. I'm trying to look all the way down. Fullerton looks like he's low. Schlusser, his is close. Ooh. The single spot. So here's the situation of these 10 archers. If no one's inside out, ooh, Plonsky is close. I'm not sure. This is really going to be interesting. Oh. Okay, so we're. Okay, so the situation is we need a confirmation of an inside out arrow.
Looks like we just lost Mike Schlusser.
Plonsky.
So we have a 10.
We do have a 10. We have an inside out. We have one. This could be it.
Target 130.
So Zach Plonsky has an inside out with a fat arrow. There it is. It's not the hole, it's where the arrow lands. That is the key to this whole thing. Even though the hole itself might be touching the line, it's irrelevant. It's where the arrow is at rest. We're still waiting for official word.
Judges, you'll need to move the target next to it. Right now, it looks like Zach Plonsky is still in the game.
We're trying to figure out what's going on here because normally they've been pulling targets off, but and it looks like Sarah Lopez, hers was high, I think.
Michael Hallman's target is still up. We'll find out what happened with him.
Oh, so this is a pass-through. Okay, so this is a pass-through arrow. And so they're trying to determine with the pass-through arrow where that arrow landed. So they're going to push it back through.
Did the goat do it?
Did Sarah do it? Okay, so that's it. So, oh, for Ingram. That one's for Ingram to see if Ingram did it. So they push the arrow back through and they're seeing where that arrow rested. And they're having a good look at it. That's very interesting. Of course, there's always got to be a wrinkle in the 10K-a-day shoot, right?
Having his arrow looked at closely.
All right, so we know that Zach Plonsky had a good arrow. He set and he shot an inside-out arrow, and that sets the benchmark.
Arrow pass to the target, and we've got Nick
is going to shoot an arrow because we can't score. So all arrows shoot back to the line.
Okay, Nick Ingham of Idaho.
Nick Ingham, sorry, Nick Ingham of Idaho. He shot a pass through. It was undetermined whether that was inside out. His first inside out arrow with the skinnies.
No pressure, of course.
Ingham.
$10,000.
So no big deal. $10,000 on the line. He's going to shoot all by himself with this entire crowd that's sitting here watching him. He's got a really good setup with his skinny arrows right now. Let's see how he handles the pressure. I mean, it's only $10,000, right? Put in the comments how you think you'd handle this pressure. That's what I want to know. Let us know how you think you would handle the pressure of $10,000 in one arrow.
All right, Nick, this is a makeup arrow for unscorable one. You've got the regular time, score inside out. Good luck.
He came in here 324 X's. Did Ingham. High. Too high. He cut the line with the skinny arrow. And I mean, literally 1 or 2 millimeters, and it's going to go to Zach Plonsky, who in 3 arrows takes home $10,000.
Managed to shoot inside out. Our winner could be Zach Plonsky from
Zach Plonsky.
Give him a big round of applause.
So for Zach Plonsky, just like that, not using the skinny arrow strategy, Zach Plonsky from Wisconsin comes in here with a 326X, tied for 25th place based on the X's being tiebreakers. He's able to show up in a couple arrows. Old Plonsky nets himself $10,000, and it's not done. If he can shoot another 300 tomorrow, then he can go for another $10,000. So that's our 10K a day. And hey, by the way, if you didn't shoot a 300 today, but you do tomorrow, and you are registered for the 10K a day, you get another chance. You'll get a chance to shoot for $10,000. We're going to wrap up. Thanks for joining us. Our coverage started a bunch of hours ago. We certainly hope you enjoyed it. Archery Plus is the spot. Get on that QR code. Get yourself a subscription. We're going to have more coverage coming at you tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you there from Vegas. Good night.